Hey everybody, this is Daryl, aka the D, from the Simply Incredible podcast. Here with Billy is over there.
Hi.
We got Josh down there.
Here's a story.
Well, we need like 8 more people. And JPZ Inc.
What's up?
If you guys watched the podcast way back in the day, JPZ Inc. was like the glue that held it together because he always had tons of notes.
I chimed in vocally once or twice.
Do you have it full of notes again this time?
No, I do not. I'm winging
Oh
it.
my god!
Bat winging it.
You're like that other guy that used to be on there that winged it.
What's his
Yeah.
name?
All right,
Your name, the Winger.
that wanker.
The Wanker.
Yeah, Kip Wanker.
Yeah.
So why are we here?
We're here to look at me.
Yeah.
Adjust some
Right,
settings
exactly.
on here first.
Honey, can you bring me the KY, please?
Is that the stuff you put on your biscuits?
Yeah. AKA butter.
That's one of my favorite doctor jokes. You need any jelly? No, I got the KY. Kentucky
Where are we
jelly.
going with this
The Kentucky
already?
jelly. Anyway, we're here to rank the Batman movies, the live action movies. I have 9 of them on the list. I think that's all of them that were primarily Batman. So, you guys want to someone wants to start with their 9th? You know what? Let's say the movies that will be on here first. We got Batman the movie, aka Batman 66, Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. Let's see, Batman.
Turn the page.
Turn the page. I got notes, man. I got notes.
Oh, okay.
I got notes.
I thought you just wrote really big. Batman.
Actually,
Crayon.
because I wrote small. Let's see, The Dark Knight Rises, and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Martha. Justice.
Uh,
All right.
There
I'm
is
gonna
a
be
10.
surprised if everybody's least favorite isn't the same.
I kind of would too.
phone just
I got to turn page 3 to actually my actual ranking.
Hey, Daryl, there is a 10th. There is a 10th Batman movie.
Really? What is it?
The Lego Batman.
No, animated doesn't count, even though
What?
animated is awesome.
He did previously say live action.
Who did? You, the nose of the D.
Nose.
The cocaine nose.
We would be opening a can of worms if we went into the animated stuff.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's true.
And then we'd have to talk about the greatest Joker of them all, Mark Hamill.
That's just your opinion, man.
It would be a
Legit.
correct opinion, but
Legit.
still.
What's your opinion, man, and stuff?
Yeah, that's kind of the point of this entire podcast, I do believe, is my opinion and 3 that don't count. But 3 that don't count.
I shall dominate.
Legit. All right, who wants to go first with the worst one of theirs? I'm actually going to keep score and at the end tally it up and see which one we had collectively, the order.
I'll do it. I'll go first.
I like
Look,
collective.
I will break the ice, and we will discuss. To me, number 9, Batman versus Superman. I couldn't make it through the movie. I had it on, and it wasn't that Superman was bad. It wasn't that Affleck was a bad Batman. The movie just was not interesting at all. And I made it as far as him getting to Metropolis and trying to download some information thingy. And I just couldn't keep going. And that is the first and only Batman movie that has ever happened to me for. And I think it sucked because I think Affleck got a raw deal. Like I said, I think he's a fine Batman. I think, the public lynch mob, they go after things that they don't like. And for some reason, they just chose Affleck. But, in terms of direction and, just the imagery, the way the movie seemed to just kind of cut from scene to scene, it just did not hold my interest even a little bit. So, and finish the movie, I give it the number 9 spot. Period.
Worst. Does anybody have that as number 9?
I actually didn't.
Really?
I did not either. I did not either.
I had it as the worst one.
Tell me why did you have it as the worst one?
My problem isn't with Ben Affleck. Mine is just that movie's rushed. I mean, they pushed that sucker out like a freight train, and visual aspects to it. Me being an artist, I pick up on those things, and it's just horrendous.
I agree with you. It's like I was trying to like focus on stuff that was going on. It felt like the backgrounds, like the camera shots, it all just felt just kind of jerky to me. It didn't have a clean look to it at all.
Yeah, it's pretty choppy.
They wanted to cram so much into that, and it was just nothing was earned. It was all forced. My favorite part in that movie is when they're going through the memorial talking about Superman. And I think it's that. No, I'm thinking about a different movie now. But it just, I don't know. Like Martha, all that stuff. It was just like, really? Really? We're going to go there. I mean, it's a great meme now. But it was not earned. It just was not earned.
It is a great meme. I recently saw one, and it was epic.
What one?
I feel like that movie destroyed Affleck's Batman. Affleck didn't destroy his Batman. You know, I felt like Affleck never even stood a chance.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Good way to put it.
Yeah.
And he tried. I heard he had a lot to do with rewrites and throwing his own dialogue in and stuff, but there was only so much he could do.
Wow. I did not see that one coming. I got to be honest.
Really?
See that being coming.
I'm curious just to find out what y'all's pick was.
Peasy.
I chose the 1997 masterpiece with Clooney and Schwarzenegger as the worst. Batman and Robin.
That was my number 8.
The bat nipples win it all.
That was the one I have too. I thought that was a complete train wreck.
And I know you like to dump all over Tom Hardy's Bane, but I mean, did that Bane in this movie even exist?
The legendary James Swanson.
Y'all aren't appreciating, you know, for us to have Batman 66 on the list, y'all are not appreciating it at all. All right. Holy rusted metal, Batman. No, really, holy rusted metal. I mean, my God. You know, the reason I have Batman versus Superman number 9 versus, you know, what y'all just talked about with the I guess what is it, Batman and Robin. At least you could, you can find fun in bad things. You can't find fun in stuff that's not interesting. You know, you can go back and watch Batman and Robin and look at the bat nipples and laugh. You know, but
I'm just like, this is brutal, absolutely brutal. I mean, I felt bad for Alicia Silverstone. She jumped in there and it was like, oh, this is awful. Poor Alicia.
The Batgirl crotch shot.
I think that pretty much ended her career.
No, Alicia Silverstone, being Alicia Silverstone, may have ended her career.
Well, that did not help. That did not help at all. But I mean, I was watching that movie yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh.
I mean, Arnold had to stop acting and become a governor. I mean, look at that. So.
Yeah, there you go. That was his.
Come on,
okay, I will say this.
Puns in that movie. How can you say that movie is horrible?
It's because it's horrendous. I mean,
it is horrible. It is horrible, but there is things fun about it. But it's just
you can laugh through the whole freaking movie.
It's just good old tease.
Bill, can you watch that movie by yourself?
Absolutely.
Wow,
and
I can't.
I'll laugh by myself.
I forced myself to. Mighty Nick, he says, one thing about Batman v Superman, at least the soundtrack was good.
Did you guys watch the extended cut of that one?
There's an extended cut?
No.
Batman
it actually makes the movie make a little more sense. Yeah. it did improve some things though. Like I dumped all over it too, but when I watched
Did
the
it-
extended one, it
Did
does
it
put
add
some
bat nipples? Because I'm not interested if it didn't
No,
add.
no, no, we're talking about the Batman v Superman extended.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm
But-
unaware of any Batman versus Robin extended, but
Extended.
whew,
Another 30 minutes of
Put in more black light.
Well, on the
it's time to chill. I would say that line will always be somewhere. If anyone says about anything being cold or anything, just chill.
Chris O'Donnell doing the laundry, like kung fu laundry folding and stuff. I was like, this is pure 90s gold.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part.
you know, I gave I don't know. It, like I say, I guess
Socks. He's like,
Uma Thurman wasn't a big grab for me either. You know,
And she's a great actress, but yeah, even in
Yeah,
that movie,
yeah.
She's
I
supposed
mean,
to
I'm
be like
a fan of the Umas.
she's. I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't. Unlike you know, I don't know. She just doesn't. It's something about her. It's like I loved her in Pulp Fiction, but she's never been like this whole. See, we just
It was
chased
so
him away.
bad Josh left.
Yeah, we're staring at a bookcase. I wonder what he's got on it.
hey, you know how I had that mug the other night?
Oh yeah. Oh, you got the bigger one. Frosty mug.
Let's change the perspective. But Uma Thurman is Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is supposed to be like this really seductive, temptressy thing, and she's never really. It's almost like Sandra Bullock. I've never looked at Sandra Bullock as being like a sex symbol. It's the same thing with Uma Thurman.
I never have either.
You know,
sure.
and it's like,
She's no Kate Beckinsale.
yeah, you know, or God knows Anne Hathaway. You know, it's like, yikes! Every time I look at her, it's like, yeah. You know, and that's not trying to be stupid about stuff because I think Uma's a great actress, and you know, but she's got like this, I don't know, big sister quality
Yeah.
to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'd love to hang out with her. I think she, you know, but she's not this seductive thing. So I guess that's another strike against. But no, Batman versus Superman is still
Billy's
the way
like,
to go.
she's a new bestie.
Possibly. She's got money. She'd buy me things.
Does she have money, really?
Yeah.
She made more in one movie than I'll make in my entire life.
That was Pulp Fiction too. That's like when they weren't paying anybody.
Yeah, I didn't like
She
that movie either,
she
but that's
finished Pulp Fiction going, at least I'm richer than Daryl.
she's on that little stage dancing. Oh, Daryl doesn't have this much money.
Yeah.
She's like Batman 66.
God, we're going on tangents
Yeah,
already.
that's right. Okay, number 8. I'll start for number 8. I have the legendary Batman Forever.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Oh my goodness. Let me see. I got to go back to my notes over here.
Batman Forever does have some stuff to really bitch about, but I mean, it's,
the only to me good thing about that movie was Jim Carrey being the Riddler. I thought Kilmer was awful.
no, I don't know.
I didn't mind Kilmer.
I don't think there's been a horrible Batman. You know, we've had some in your movie, Tommy Lee Jones, horrible Two-Face.
Yeah. I've never
It's
seen.
like he did not get the character. He didn't understand. It's like, are you trying to be Joker? Just Two-Face. Two-Face to me has always been like this stoic kind of torn, and you know, Tommy Lee Jones just hammed it up through the entire movie.
For me, it felt like Two-Face was half man, half burnt woman. That's the look I was getting from that with that hair and everything. I was like, this is not Two-Face. They should have gone back to Billy D. Williams when he was Harvey Dent in Batman.
I could have seen that, but I think at the time that movie came out, Daryl, you are dealing with people that aren't quite, you know, as accepting. You know, you look at how people talk about changing like characters now. You know, you go back to like the mid '90s, and people were just like, "No, it has to be this particular type of person doing this." I don't think, as much as I love me some Billy D, Colt 45, I don't think it'll
I
ever.
actually do have a Colt 45 Billy D stand up over there.
Of course you do.
Gets him every time.
Got it from Billy D himself.
Billy D.
All right.
Let's see. Who's got 8 next?
I had the same as you, Daryl, because 66 and Bat v Superman, they're bad movies, but I would watch them again before Batman Forever. I have no desire to watch either that one or Batman and Robin again.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm the same. I have no desire. I was going to watch Batman Forever, and I was like, no, just no. I remember that movie. And like I said, the only thing I thought was cool in that was Jim Carrey. When
Those
he
movies are CW shows versus cinematic movies. Like, they belong on the CW with Ruby Rose.
Let's just blame Schumacher and call it a day.
Yeah, basically.
You know, in all honesty, when they took Burton off and decided to bring Schumacher in,
mm-hmm.
you know, they had some neat concepts and some neat ideas. But again, I think we got a little recency bias going on with like what we've been presented with recently with all the Marvel movies. And, you know, even as unpleasant as some of the film experiences DC has given us recently, you know, we're kind of forgetting what the Batman franchise gave us, like as stepping stones throughout all of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, without the CGI and without all of this stuff, Schumacher, you know, it went from being this dark, dreary kind of Gotham as we think it's going to be, to this like hyper colorful. You know, there's moments in both of those Schumacher movies where it's like the lights are just coming at you, everything's bright. You know, Arnold's got that bright blue. You know, it's almost like neons everywhere. You know, but it's still like at that time it was almost acceptable to be like that for some reason.
Well, also I just remembered this in the in Batman and Robin. Didn't Clooney have his own black subway card or something?
Yes,
it was the first one to have one of those, and they just put that plug in the movie.
Well, that's why I'm drinking my refreshing Gatorade right now. You know, product placement is everything. You need to get sponsors, Daryl.
I do need to get sponsors. When you have 3 people watching, you don't get to be sponsors.
That's all good. They'll tell a friend, and they'll tell a friend, and they'll tell a friend.
And so on, and so on, and so on. Then Calgon will take me away. All right, let's see. Josh, what was your 8?
My 8 was Batman and Robin. So I don't think anything else needs to really be said about Batman and Robin. For me personally, you guys seeing Forever, Batman's Forever is a little bit higher on my list.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike you guys, I don't know how old you are.
Josh. Peasy.
Almost 40. We'll say 40.
You're 40?
Almost.
Well, I'm 37, so when
44,
37.
45.
Anyway, Forever came out, I was 14 years old, 15 years old. So, I mean, that's like the pinnacle. That I was super excited for that movie. In fact, a friend of mine, Corey Bean, he gave me the movie poster for Christmas gift that year. So I was big into that.
Okay.
But then Batman and Robin rolls around, and I'm starting to get influenced by other films and movies and games and comics and whatnot, that my tastes are evolving, and they're, I don't want to say maturing, but Batman and Robin comes along and it's just like, this is too campy for me. It's not Batman anymore. Like Batman by that time, I mean, he's dark, brooding Batman. It's not campy, you know, fluorescent lights and crazy skaters and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So we're perfectly willing to accept Batman 66. That's why I feel like 66 is an outlier. But 66 is so freaking fantastic. But it's not Batman. It's like,
but it is, that movie is of its own time. That's the other thing. It's just we're talking about 2 completely different times. And Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, they're in that franchise that started with Tim Burton's Batman, and then
it started dark.
it started dark, and then even Returns is campy, but it's still dark.
Mhm.
But then all of a sudden, we just take this, 180 or 90
Hard
degree or
left.
45 degree angle or into a cinder block wall, and all of a sudden we're tripping on mushrooms or something.
Maybe that's
When
what
was
it
the
is. Maybe
animated
Schumacher was
series?
just kind of.
When?
Was that like mid 90s, 95 or so?
92,
Like
93.
94, something like that.
It was like 92,
That was-
93.
That was right around the same time Batman Forever was 95. So like we're
Yeah.
setting the basis with that cartoon, which was awesome, and then we get this movie and it kind of doesn't coincide with each other.
Yeah. So that's my number 8.
Nice. William, what you got
I feel
next?
like do I keep cutting out?
No, I'm not seeing it.
Anybody see me? All right, everybody sees me fine.
Yeah.
I just see a little thinking swirl once in a while. You wanted my number 8?
Yep, number 8.
My number 8 is Batman 66. As much as I love that movie, it's just, it is the ultimate campy. I love Batman 66 and Mystery Men, and I love this just like one liner a minute. You're laughing at stuff and you have no idea why you're laughing at it.
Yep.
But the idea of what Batman is, maybe you're right, Josh. Maybe it is the time. Maybe it does go back to what that time was. It was just, it's just almost too absurd to be taken, like, as bad as some of these movies are. All of these movies are considered serious. It's just too absurd to be taken seriously as a true Batman film.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still like a better Batman than Batman versus Superman. It's not hating.
Apparently not to me.
No, I mean it's not hating on the movie.
Looking at my list.
I love that movie. But I couldn't put it ahead of even Batman Forever. Batman and Robin. I couldn't put it ahead of that because, sometimes you just need somewhere to throw a bomb away. I mean, just the movie, just from beginning to end, is just pure fun. But it just, God
And
knows.
that to me is why are you putting it at 8 when it's a movie that is pure fun?
Because it is the Batman himself, I think is why I have it. I knew it was going to be controversial, me putting it that low.
Mm-hmm.
And by all rights, I should have it at number 9, but I just couldn't. It's just the take on Batman. Like I say, it was a very absurd take. And there are some people out there that's just like, I know one person in particular who's just like, screw that movie. That's not Batman. I disagree. I think Adam West was a fine. I'm thinking of like one-liners right now. They make me laugh.
My thing is, it was so bad. They had 3 seasons of a TV show.
Yeah, but my God, Cesar Romero couldn't even shave his mustache.
And that's part of the awesome of it.
Meredith Burgess. But
Oh, come on. Meredith Burgess is awesome.
dude, the whole cast was incredible, but we're looking at it. They're incredible for different reasons.
I met Lee
You know what I'm
Meredith a
saying?
couple years ago. She's still gorgeous.
Dude, let me tell you something. And the Batgirl, Yvonne Craig.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah.
I still look at pictures of her, and it's just like that woman had it. Again, I just got to keep it low on my personal list, just because of the. It's just not a serious movie. It's not supposed to be, but
Yeah.
it did affect the way people saw Batman. And if we're looking at stuff, through the lens of us being comic fans and stuff like that, if it alters a perception, good or bad, you got people watching that. And if somebody came out saying, I love Batman, and somebody thought it was stupid, then it's like, right now, Batman, it's pretty hip to be like, Batman's cool as crap. It's pretty hip to be wearing your Batman t-shirt around. But back then, Batman 66, I don't think did anything to help that,
Well, I will say this. What was that? 79 Captain America?
Horrible. God knows Marvel didn't even need to be trying to make movies until Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
They needed to leave it alone. And, they succeed. DC, was kicking Marvel's butt at this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how things have changed.
How things have changed. Let's see. Peasy, what you got for 7?
7. I guess I'm gonna go Bat v Superman.
About what?
Batman versus Superman.
Oh. Oh.
All the
Or
reasons we already talked about, the choppiness of the film, the incoherency of it all, and the big thing with me, I can't accept the whole killing Batman. I know maybe he originally started like that in the 30s or whatever, but that's not the Batman everybody knows now, and
Okay.
I didn't like it.
when I get down to a particular movie on here, I'm going to have to bring that back up.
Mm.
Oh well, yeah, I already know which movie already. Then you're gunning for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's one movie.
But that's my rock star. So
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, gosh. Well, when I get to Batman, well, let me just also say this about my list. I've got the top 4 that I can mix around. Then I've got the bottom 5 I can mix around.
I
But
think
for
that's
me-
correct.
Yeah.
For me, there's a big gap between those. But I'll also say this: one of my movies in my top 4, y'all will be like, "Why would that be there?" But it is in there. But
As
anyway,
he gets to Batman versus Superman, we're just like, okay, I'm quitting. I'm out. He done lost his mind.
well, anyway, when I say my number 7, y'all will probably say that anyway. We're going The Dark Knight Rises. Absolutely hate that movie.
I don't know. Wow.
What do you mean you don't
shocking.
know that? I'm telling you I don't like the movie.
No. I'm disagreeing with you.
And I will
wholeheartedly.
start from 2 minutes into the movie. You're looking for Bane. You've got these 3 guys sitting there with pillowcases over their head. Why not look? Just a thought, just throwing it out there. Why not look? Then you get on the plane. The
No.
plane is blown apart, and you're dangling it from another plane, and yet you could still easily put a needle in a man's arm. Get the hell out of here.
Oh no, we're
I mean,
not
my
talking about a
nurses
guy
sometimes
reading comics
cannot
that
get the
cannot
needle in my
suspend
arm.
disbelief.
I mean, come on. That is the stupidest thing. That scene was absolutely brutal. Tom Hardy is maybe a half an inch taller than me, and I'm a midget.
I don't understand how that Wolverine can pop claws out of his forearms. I mean, they're claws.
But that's part of the
Bleed
show.
every time.
Bane is not supposed to be 5'10". Bane is supposed to be like 6'8". I mean, Jeep Swenson, whatever his name was, he was horrible, but he looked like a Bane. This guy looks like a guy down at the gym that works out a good amount. Not even a lot, just a good amount.
Dude, I bet you sometimes there's a midget wrestler that could kick my butt.
Yeah.
They
But he can't be
probably know
Bane.
some stuff.
But yet, Tom Hardy turned into Bane after midget wrestling.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not faulting you, but man, I've got that movie ranked much higher. It
Well,
did have
I'm
some
sure
issues.
everyone does. But look at this Bane. Look at these muscles. Look at him. Look at him. He's freaking huge.
And he can't get out of that plastic case.
That's it. He's stuck there, Daryl.
His case weighs like 5 times the amount of any of the other cases, but Bane in the movie, Tom Hardy, weighs less than this figure. It's awful. It's just
Let me guess. And Nightcrawler didn't look like sufficiently
Go
fuzzy
better,
to
cut
be
that
an
off.
X-Men
Yeah.
either.
it's a weight that is off my chest.
It's like a Bane weight off his chest.
It is. That's so much better. I'm
I can
skewed.
suspend disbelief for everything else, but this is the hill I'm dying on.
Hey, there's so much in that movie that you can just go,
Have
That's
you seen how big
ridiculous.
Harley's mallet is? How can that girl
Ridiculous.
swing that big mallet?
have you seen her arms? She's ripped.
Not the way Bruce Timm draws her.
I've got a picture of me with her that Peasy took at San Diego Comic Con. She's like 8 foot tall.
Oh my God.
But that,
Okay.
oh my gosh. And then a broken back can heal like over the course of like 2 minutes in a movie. He climbs out of this.
Holy.
He climbs out of the pit that no one else could ever get out of.
It's a Steven Seagal movie.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's it. There it is. He had a license to kill. Wait, that was 007. Never mind.
Steven Seagal is James
I'm
Bond.
just shocked at like what the nits that you're picking here.
These are massive nits.
I don't
How
understand.
can you say, does anybody know where the guy is? What do you think?
Uh-oh.
Take one guy's mask off. Well, I don't know. I ain't seen him. He's right here beside me. It's ridiculous. And not only that, the entire
Wow.
time I thought Sean Connery was playing Bane by the voice. I couldn't even understand him.
But it was
Sure that wasn't Sean Connery? I think it was. I don't think it was Tom Hardy.
I don't understand the voice either, but I do.
And
Oh,
I'm waiting to be impressed.
The
Anyway.
movie has issues, but I'm not. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
there you go. That was a plane wreck, not a train wreck. And how do you get blood from a live guy to go into a corpse? I mean, come on, those veins are coagulated. We're not getting any blood in those veins, but that's neither here nor there. And that's all in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
He threw his popcorn on the floor and left. He's like, I'm
Wish
not
I had-
doing this.
It was.
Your knowledge of needles is like those guys that nitpick everything about a gun. Like, he didn't hold the gun correctly and he didn't rack it when he fired. He didn't turn the needle 45 degrees.
You gotta turn that needle. You gotta turn the needle. It won't go in the vein. Anyway,
I don't even know what to say. I'm
what you can go with,
dumbfounded
Daryl.
and
Every
astounded.
point you just made is completely correct.
no. I can't say that. I can't even come close to say. I mean, it's your opinion, and I'm certainly. But I reserve the right to laugh at every damn thing you just said. Just
That's fine.
everything.
That's fine. That's fine. All right, Billy, what do you got for 7 then?
I shall not stop until I see a tear.
I'll watch Christian Terabithia again and I'll be crying like a baby.
We're gonna make him have an old Yeller moment before this is over with.
Take me out back and shoot me in the head. Okay.
7 is the aforementioned Batman and Robin. I mean, it is truly horrible. I think we've already taken this horse and we have beaten it, and we're probably at the point of trying to get Silves to glue. But Batman and Robin is number 7.
Was there another villain in it besides Freeze?
Freeze and Ivy.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
and
Because I was like, who was the other villain in that movie?
And the Holy Rusted Metal.
Yeah, I have that.
At least they paid an ode to Batman 66 in that movie.
you know what a better Batman and Robin movie is? Mystery Men.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good movie.
We don't need to go
Same
here.
colors, same campiness, but 1,000 times better.
Hey,
Flinger, mother.
Hey, Peasy, can you can't see the chat, can you?
No.
Okay. A good friend from way back in the day, we had the podcast going. Mr. Funkoff says, "Is that Peasy?"
Yeah, what up, Funko?
That's Peasy.
Hello.
And Mighty Nick says Bane was in Batman and Robin 2, which we all did mention, but he looked more like Bane, even though it was brutally bad. He didn't act like Bane.
So, Dare, how would Nolan have fixed that? Cast a bigger guy or went CG? Because he didn't do CG with anything.
I think he could have cast a bigger guy
We
because
going back
all of
to-
his voice was synthesized anyway, so you couldn't see any his facial expressions really. Just got a
Yeah.
bigger dude. But oh gosh. And then at the end of the movie, I gotta throw this in there. All this stuff Bane was doing, chuck it out the window because it was all Talia.
It did have
Nice
plot point
twist.
issues.
I mean, it's like we got all this stuff, Bane, and then Bruce Wayne gets rid of Bane by just like pluck. Oh, you're done. There goes the tube. You're done.
I mean, the movie
throws
was
his
basically
flag.
a rewrite. It was meant to have Heath Ledger in it the entire time, and then you know what happened there. So they had to
Well, we
make
could
some
have.
continuity.
It would have been a better movie if you just had Heath Ledger there laying down the whole time.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I don't understand.
It could have been
this
Weekend
movie.
at Bernie's 3 Batman.
too soon.
I just don't get the hatred for this movie. If we get to the point of, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Like I say, the nitpickiness. Yes, it had plot points. Yes, the ending felt very rushed, but it was already at that 2 hour and 40-minute mark. So I guess they would we kind of need to end this at some point.
Did anyone
But
not expect the ending to be seeing Batman and Selena? Not Batman and Selena. Was that one? Batman and Selena.
they
in,
did
Hathaway, in that little place in France. Did anyone not see
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen it by now, it's on you. It's on you. Oh, Funkoff wants to know when PC, when you go loan him that Mustang?
Never.
Any day now, Funkoff.
Any day now. Yeah.
Let's see. Josh,
Yes.
don't get personal, guy. What you got for 7?
Well, I have The Dark Knight Rises for number 7.
Ouch.
Really? Holy crap. Okay, cool.
All right, now, your turn.
My turn.
Did I
I'm
do
not-
anything? Go.
How to explain this one? I have no problem with what's his face being Bane,
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. I have no problem with that. The movie is very long.
Yeah.
It's stretched way too long. But here's the thing, and this is probably going to tell you where I categorize Batman 66 movie at. I saw both these movies around the same time period. In fact, I think I saw the 66 Batman movie, and then I saw Rises. So we get to the end of that movie, and he literally is trying to fly a bomb out of the city. All I can think of is, yeah. And you're nitpicking the whole Bane thing. Like, how does Batman survive a nuclear explosion? What was it? I can't remember what kind of bomb it was. But there's no way you're getting out of that.
That's another touche.
None.
Yes.
So then the very ending is so contrived. It's like, oh, we can't leave on a sad note. We got to show that he's okay. Or maybe Alfred's dreaming. Inception,
Alfred's
anybody?
Michael Caine.
He could be dreaming.
Caine was great in all 3 of those movies, by the way.
Oh, hands down. That's no contest there. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's my problem with it. Is some days you just can't get rid of a bomb, and then I have a bat copter.
It was this I don't know, maybe I just didn't mind that's how things ended.
So
It's
like another one of my friends. If there's something that's not good with the movie, completely ignores that and only looks at the things that are good in it.
No, I mean things can be
I'm not
bad.
saying you. I'm saying someone else I know.
But I can't watch Rises all the way through. I cannot watch Batman versus Superman all the way through anymore. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I watched it once in the theater, and I was done.
Batman fixed the ejection seat to get out in time.
There you go. See, this man gets it. He knows how to explain plot holes.
Superman
Good job,
saved
Mighty
him.
Nick.
Maybe Aquaman saved him.
Could be. We'll see that.
Let's see. Who's next on number 6? Peasy.
Number 6, I went 66. I didn't hate the movie,
just
but I didn't
wanted
love it either. It
66.
was a different era, They had to be a little more campy, a little more soft with what they could put on TV and in the theaters back then. So I get it. I get the whole time period difference and everything. And shark repellent was awesome.
So many lines were awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's a beautiful movie. Just a beautiful, beautiful movie.
Lord Adam West, may he rest in peace.
Yeah. Still wish I had gotten that autograph when I had a chance. What a mistake.
Now you can just get a dead Adam West and just set him in your room.
There you go. Weekend at Batman 4.
Yeah,
You can show them how you can't put blood in a corpse.
that's it.
Right. That's right. Coagulated, man. Coagulated. Don't hate my medical knowledge. Let's see. I guess I will go with 6. I don't remember which movie this one is. Oh, Batman Returns. With Danny DeVito as Pingy. Pingy. It had moments like the lady back here behind me, Miss Catwoman.
Yeah.
But just for me, I felt this ship going, hey, it's way up here now. We're slowly creeping down. And then, but I don't know. And one other thing that they did have in that movie that I honestly never even paid attention to until I saw someone else do a review of it. In the Bat Signal, they had like an elaborate setup of lights and mirrors to make the Bat Signal go right into his house. And I'm like, you literally
Wayne Manor. Batman's in Wayne Manor.
any villain could be like, did the lights going off of that mirror? It's going off of that mirror. There's a mirror going to that house.
It's a
a
comic
mansion.
book. Why are you
It's a
asking these
mansion.
questions? You're killing me.
It's a mansion.
I thought
There's a
that part was
crocodile
cool,
man
but
living
oh,
in
you
the
just ruined
sewers.
it.
I mean, for me, it's like you put it up in there off of a cloud in the sky.
Daryl,
I don't know how they found
No way
Batman
of
on a
thinking.
clear night, though. I will say that. I need to get Batman on a clear night.
Oh,
your way of thinking is what has ruined comic books. People want too much reality. They don't want
That is
Madcap
so
running around.
completely not true.
They don't want Spider-Man fighting a Razorback with his big hog head. They need stuff that makes sense in this reality. I don't understand it.
I'm here to help you with the knowledge. That's all I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
Making the common sense points here.
Man, I remember watching Star Wars for the first time, and then I saw, like, Greedo, and I'm like, no dude's green.
Green Doe.
Ruined the whole movie for me.
There you go. There you go. There you go. The best Star Wars movie ever, and it's ruined for you.
Yep.
Let's see here. What Billy?
Yeah.
What you got on 6, I believe.
I went Batman Forever. The Schumachers, like I say, like you pointed out, man, they could be dead last on the list, or
Yeah.
they could be closer to the middle of the list. But you know, Schumacher Batman, it was just kind of campy, kind of had moments that were kind of fun. You know, I wish they hadn't started switching Batmans around. That kind of got to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Kilmer was a bad Batman, but you know, Keaton brought it, and that switch, I think, is what became annoying.
Mm.
and the turtleneck.
Yeah. Yeah.
About the turtle.
But a lot of people wore turtlenecks then.
I didn't.
Yeah, well, you're an artist. You practice your sneer in the mirror.
Yeah.
Started refining your
He doesn't wear a turtleneck. He wears a scarf
yeah,
Yeah.
an ascot.
Scarf.
and a monocle
That's it.
and a cane. Mr. Peanut.
He's got a cigarette holder with no cigarette.
I'm the Monopoly guy.
He carries around the bag with a dollar sign on it.
Well, that's how you know someone robbed a bank. They have a bag with a big dollar sign on it.
What's in your bag? What do you think?
Stupid.
Doesn't have the cent sign.
It's chocolate coins. Let's see. Josh,
What?
what do you got for the? What do you got here? Number 5.
I thought it was number 6.
You had Batman 66, didn't you? That was Peasy.
Yeah.
I wrote that in the wrong spot. I got too many Joshes. What do you got for 6?
This was a tough one. This started getting. I went with Batman Forever. Like I said earlier, I was excited for that movie when it came out, and being 13, Nicole Kidman had it. I mean,
Yeah.
she had it. But the more I watch that movie, the less it holds up. It's just Jim Carrey is over the top. Like I think Bill, you said that Two-Face, Tommy Lee Jones is trying to be Joker, and I want to say I heard that that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be the Joker, and they wouldn't let him do it, so he just became Joker as Two-Face.
Joker anyway.
It wouldn't surprise me if that were the case because that's all he reminded me of.
Yeah, and it was over the top and it was super campy, and at the time I ate it up. I mean, I loved it, but as time it does not hold up like a fine wine. It really doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to. It's just got to be something that triggers good memories of something you enjoy.
And it does, but it doesn't. Those memories don't make me go, I want to watch Batman Forever tonight. You know what? I think I'd rather scrape my head across the asphalt in my driveway.
that brings
Wow.
back memories too.
Lose your lunch money much?
Yeah. To guys like you, Bill.
Yeah, that's me. I was definitely the high school bully. What, president of the drama society? I was in show choir.
That was a good cover.
Chess club.
You get into those clubs, then take everyone's money in the club.
That's it.
Well played, sir. Well
Put on
played.
my sequined bow tie and sing and dance.
Yeah. Mighty Nick says, I remember hearing Jim Carrey and Tom Lee Jones did not get along on the Batman Forever set.
I think you're right. I think there was
I do believe I heard that too. Yeah.
I believe what I saw on that was Tommy Lee Jones did not take Jim Carrey seriously as an actor at all. Like not even he would not acknowledge that Jim Carrey was actually an actor, which I never understood. I look at some of Jim Carrey's serious work, and I think Jim Carrey has actually gotten jobbed a few times. When it comes to recognition for some of his serious roles, it's just talking out of his ass as Ace Ventura, kind of set a precedent for his acting career.
To piggyback on that, I mean, again, you got to think about the time Batman Forever came out. Jim Carrey's in his prime as a comedic actor.
You're exactly
those
right.
serious roles hadn't come yet. It probably Forever made him want to do the serious roles because, I mean, after that, he was just a joke. I mean,
yeah, not a good joke.
No.
It's like one of my jokes. That's what he was.
Oh, don't say that, man. Your
Did the
jokes
Mask
are
come before or after
mediocre
that?
at best.
What was that? Mask?
Did the Mask come before or after that?
Before, I think.
That's what I'm thinking before.
Because Forever came out when? 96, 97?
Yeah, I think 97. I think. Forever was 95.
Yeah, Mask was his first movie, I think.
Yeah.
No, you had the two Ace Venturas. You had Ace Ventura. Then
Mask was 94.
Yeah.
Right.
it was before then. Okay, cool.
Who was the female star in that?
And what?
Ace Ventura. No, I mean Mask.
Cameron Diaz.
Last movie she was good in.
Oh my God! Something about Mary. You know what?
Yeah.
Let me just push him out of the way right now.
Mr. Unpopular.
My kids love her in Annie.
Mr. What?
last good
Mr.
movie.
Unpopular opinion tonight.
Why am I not used to that?
Usually it's Bill.
What's that?
Usually it's Bill that has the unpopular opinions.
No, I mean, I just have opinions. Yeah, I just don't really care if anybody likes them or not.
That's the very definition of an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, well,
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's legit. Let's see who's next on the list.
I don't know.
Peasy, did you guys go last or no?
Josh was last because me.
Okay,
and
so that's
Josh-
me then.
Yeah,
5 for me is Batman v Superman.
it's a little
and-
high, but
High
okay.
on your list.
Hmm?
That one got pretty high on your list, surprisingly.
Well, only reason they got high on the list because on this particular day, the bottom 5 just happened to land this way. If you ask me again in a month, it could be dead last.
I was having a good day. That's why I put it up higher.
There you go.
I
There you go.
made it through the movie.
It's one of those movies that some days I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. And other days
It
I'm
wasn't
like,
that bad.
yeah.
I just had a
Yeah,
king
high quality
moment. Oh, come on. It wasn't that bad.
I mean, first off, I thought Affleck wasn't a bad actor in it. I thought he played a
No, I agree.
And so that to me, because going into it, I was like, Affleck is gonna suck. And when I was watching, I was like, he's not a bad Batman. He's a big dude and good actor. So I mean, I thought he played a good Batman, but yeah. And
All
talking
of
about a superhero's code. Superman is the one that doesn't kill anybody, and yet he rips a man's head off. I'm just saying. He
I agree.
ripped
Yeah.
the man's head off.
He snapped his neck. He didn't rip it off.
He ripped it off.
And he did it to save others.
But
Thank you.
you're saying, though, he didn't kill anybody. Superman is the one that has that code that you do not cross. You don't go to murder. He
I
killed
guess he just covered the guy's eyes up. Ah!
There you go.
Forever.
Just a big doink on top of the head.
They resorted to Three Stooges slapstick.
Yeah. Get like a jack and just up his nose. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Does that mean he committed genocide? Or not genocide, but he killed like some of the last Kryptonians.
Sometimes you got to. No one liked that
Could be
planet anyway.
one.
Nobody liked that planet. So Batman.
Yeah.
Mighty Nick always got my back. Only time I'm fine with Superman killing is in the Injustice storyline.
That's something totally different. I do love me some Injustice.
Yeah.
That storyline.
But that's the
I'm an
only time he
Elseworlds
should be
guy.
killing.
Yeah, I love me some Elseworld stuff.
Yeah, Elseworld,
that
yeah.
just kind of falls into that.
Mm-hmm. The Injustice comics, I think, are amazing. Especially that one storyline with my girl Harley. A lot of people don't know I'm a big fan. Harley Quinn, true story. And when her and Black Canary are fighting, and Canary turns out she's pregnant, and then that's when Harley mentions that she actually had kids, but didn't tell Joker who was the dad. And then she went back a year later. Joker had no idea she was even gone. Poor Harley.
Wow, he just hit me in the feels. I don't know if I can.
Let me just say that that's a very small
Got the
target to
vapors.
hit Billy in the feels.
Oh wow.
That was a great story, by the way. But anywho,
But I digress.
Batman v Superman.
What are we
Yeah,
on, number
that's
five
like I
right now?
say. 5 through 9 for me were really hard to get together. I'm just like I don't know which way to put them. And then 4 through 1. Yeah, no, 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2 for me. But anyway,
Yeah, there's only one truly obvious one, so
and I bet we're going to screw that up.
it's very possible.
I'm willing to bet we do. Let's
By
see.
the way, I I had Returns at 5. I think we've already discussed that, but that's where I had Returns was 5.
Where is that on my list? Here it is.
More structured.
Yeah, I can.
I like DeVito. I didn't like DeVito's Penguin. I didn't like the look of our DeVito's Penguin. I didn't like, I love me some Penguin, and I think it is. I like the Burgess Meredith Penguin. That look. I like for things to be a little true to comics. And Batman Returns, they went, hard to the side on that with Catwoman. I can accept the black Batman costume. I can accept the Catwoman leather. But Penguin was just totally different than what I wanted him to look like.
Can you accept Pee Wee Herman being Penguin's dad?
I can accept Pee Wee Herman spleen and the spleen only.
At the beginning of the movie, it was Pee Wee Herman. At first I had completely forgotten about that, and I was like, "Oh wait, that was Pee Wee."
Did he shoot somebody in a theater?
No.
Did you guys watch Gotham?
Nah.
I
I
liked
liked
it.
the first
Played
season, I
Penguin
didn't
on
like
that
it.
show. He was really good.
Didn't you
Not
say
very
that?
true to comics. He was a tall, slender guy, but I mean, I thought he nailed the role. He was really good in it.
I need to. That is on my list of shows that I need to go back and watch. I need the CWTV and a lot of the network TV stuff. The way I work, I don't have the time to devote to really trying to watch anything, and it's like I intend to binge watch certain things, and all of those shows are on my binge list. I just never even get a chance to really binge.
Yeah. Let's
All right,
say,
no awkward silences.
yeah, it's too late now.
Awkward.
Josh, don't get personal. What do you got 5?
For 5, I have the 66 movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I guess in that movie, the campiness is probably more intentional than, say, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. It's the way the show was. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they kept it the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, I didn't see that movie until much later in life. But I did see the show. I mean, I wasn't back in the day. I wasn't even born, but they were reruns. And so that was something I watched after school, waiting for my dad to pick us up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I enjoyed those, but it can't break the top 4. So this is where it's going.
Yeah, I can see that. Hey, Peasy, what about that guy that had a small role in Batman 66 for like 1 or 2 episodes? His name was Bruce Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Kato. Him and
Green Hornet. That was a good look. I'm not 66 could be anywhere on the list, and I'll be like, you're exactly right. You could have a number 1. I'll be like, you're exactly right. Because there's things to love about it, but there's just things to just hate about it too.
Well, that wasn't
it's kind of graded on a different scale.
Yeah, that wasn't in the movie, so it didn't count. But I always remember hearing that Bruce Lee was like, "Wait, I'm fighting against Burt Ward over here. I'm not losing this." So they kind of ended a little stalemate, which I thought was awesome. Peasy, what you got on 5?
This is going to be an unpopular opinion, but number 5, I went Batman Begins.
Wow.
I liked Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises much more than Begins. Begins just not a lot happened in it for me. Christian Bale was an okay Batman. A lot of people, he's probably their favorite Batman, but I don't know. To me, it was all right. And it was more his story. Wasn't really a big villain that stood out. What was his name? The Scarecrow was in it, but I mean,
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy, yeah.
The whole movie just didn't do a whole lot for me.
Yeah. I mean, I got that coming up actually. I mean, I thought it was a solid movie. When I first saw it, I didn't like it so much, but when I just watched it again the other day, I was like, this actually is a very good origin.
It just, I don't know. I've got it higher, obviously, but I think it did start kind of slow, just like he said, And anytime you get into changing mythos, you know, changing everything that we know to be true about something and altering it in a way that, you know, now he trained with, you know, the League of Assassins and everything. And I guess you could go back to Neil Adams' work, you know, when,
Yeah.
you know, the old detective stuff. And, you know, maybe that was the inspiration for everything. But, you know, Batman, you know, as we all know, was just kind of self-taught and just kind of did his thing. So, yeah, I think he might be. That might actually sway me down the list on that movie a little bit, but I still got it kind of where I got it.
Yeah.
The whole twist with Ra's al Ghul and everything, I didn't buy all of it.
Yeah.
I think I was
I do
probably
get
more influenced by the cartoon too. Like I gotta admit, like 80 to 90% of my Batman knowledge comes from that cartoon. So Ra's in the cartoon was much different.
I've never watched an episode of Batman Adventure.
no!
Blasphemy.
I've never watched an episode.
I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. Who are you?
That was my murder attempt on Daryl.
Holy crap.
But no, I mean, I really.
How did you make it on the panel?
Because I don't know. I mean, I'm only staring at like a full Batman movie poster right in front of me right now. I mean, I'm surrounded by, you know, 60,000 freaking comic books. I mean, I don't know.
I love it. I love the animated series. Golly, I love that stuff. Let's see. What's next?
Or
Has everybody got through 5? Yep, everybody got through 5. Okay. Well, for me, 4 is Batman Begins. It's because I thought it was a solid movie. I thought when I first watched it back in the day, I was like, there's not very much Batman in this movie. But I love how they kind of bring him from, you know, bratty kid getting in when his dad gets in, his parents get murdered. And you see Michael Caine playing Alfred, really being that real guardian, kind of like that center for him and really helping him grow. I thought that was awesome. Man, some of the scenes I didn't like. Morgan Freeman. It's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
I want my life narrated by Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. I mean, him and Morgan all for 3 of these movies. Alfred, Michael Caine. Gosh, I thought it was very, very well done.
They nailed some casting.
Yeah.
Know? I thought Bane was very well done.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you just shut up?
Cillian Murphy played a solid Scarecrow, I thought.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Rachel Dawes played by who was in the first one? Katie Holmes. Yeah. With or without her. I do think that. What's that?
We just need to not count any Batman love interest ever. They never stick around.
Yeah. Vicky Vale. But you know, all in all, I thought it was
take a shot every time she screams.
Oh man. But anyway, that's just me. Again, my top 4. Well, actually, 3 and 4 to me could switch. 1 and 2 could switch, but right now that's where I got at 4. Billy, what you got on 4?
Same thing as you. It was a really well done movie. Just wasn't the excitement level wasn't there. You know, I kind of watched it because I felt obligated to. It's kind of like modern comic readers. You read stuff out of a sense of duty to keep up with a story.
Yeah.
Then you're not really interested in the story. And it made me interested in like the new take. And I think Nolan, you know, I think he did fine through his trilogy. But you know, I mean, the excitement level there was nothing about that was exciting.
I can see that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Josh.
What do you want me to say? I'm trying to be exciting.
And the ball has been dropped. Josh, what you got on 4? Don't get personal, Josh. Not PZ, Josh.
That's confusing.
I know, right?
No. My number 4 is Batman Begins.
There you go. I have a feeling where this one's going to settle in on the overall list right about now.
Mhm.
I think at the time, I think my wife and I had just gotten married, so we went to the movies a lot. Christopher Nolan was one of those directors we liked to go see. So when he was making the movie, it's like, oh, this seems like a really good idea. And the way you and Daryl and Bill, y'all made it sound like, it almost sounds like you like the movie, but you don't like the movie. And I'm surprised that it's so high up.
Have you seen the 5 behind this one?
No.
That's why.
I mean,
To
all
me,
the other ones had plenty of action. It just seems kind of odd that it's so high, but yet you're not praising it more, I guess.
It's
It's
not
crazy.
a
I thought
movie.
it was a really good foundation for the next 2 movies. That was just me.
It's like-
people
it's almost
over here
like
said it's
the-
the worst movie he's ever
The
seen.
conundrum of the origin superhero movie. It's just, I
Yeah.
mean, at this point, we've seen quite a few, but this one seemed more of the same, but a little bit different. It had
It's
more
kinda like-
heart.
How many times do you want to watch Spider-Man's uncle die?
Yeah.
You know, it kind of had like, I don't know. I think we saw Schumacher drop the ball so bad. We kind of went into this without expectations.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like we were blown away, but at the same time, it wasn't like we were like, wow, this has done it. You know,
Well, see, that's how I felt. Like, after Batman and Robin, there was nothing pretty much. And then this comes along, and for me, it came out of nowhere. I did not know this was on the radar of coming out or anything. So when I saw that trailer, I was like, oh, this looks like I'll finally get what I've been looking for. And to me, I got what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And the only reason I don't rank this any higher is, I guess, nostalgic reasons for what's coming for my top 3, or
Right.
at least what's coming next.
I mean,
Have
another
no
thing for me, I think Gary Oldman
Yeah.
really came off as a caring uncle figure to Bruce Wayne in this movie as well.
Yeah.
And I really liked their interactions between each other as well. I thought that was really well done. I'm the only one that thinks that. Okay.
No, I agree. I'm just letting you talk. I mean, Gary Oldman, I mean, hands down, just about every movie he's in he's
Yeah.
great.
Great. Yeah.
Mhm. Very solid. I mean, him and Morgan Freeman. I can just sit there and watch their stuff.
And
Good
come on, where were the other drugs going?
I think Begins was a good start. It was too long drawn out. They could have had a little more action, and they could have summed up the whole training thing with a good old '80s training montage and been done in like 3 minutes.
You know, it's kind of like, just like what he's saying. Everybody talks about how great Christopher Reeve was as Superman. And then you go back and watch Superman 1 and look at how long you waited for Superman. You know, I mean, it was just this ridiculous amount of time. And maybe that's what it is with Begins. It's just like the movie itself. It was a fine action movie. It just took us so long to get to the Batman part of the Batman movie.
True.
You
One
know?
of the things I thought was it's not a Batman movie; it's a Bruce Wayne movie.
Yeah.
That's
That's
fair.
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
movie.
I mean, they're not two different people.
In a way, they are.
Duh.
In a way, they are. Because he talks about specifically in the movie. He says it can't be me; it needs a symbol, and Batman is that symbol, not Bruce Wayne being the symbol. And that's why I say, I mean, obviously, it's not different people, but people that don't know, they see Batman and they see Bruce Wayne. So to me, I can see that.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Clark Kent, Superman. Clark Kent, Superman.
Hey, he also has that little curl when he's Superman too. Don't forget that. No wonder Lois had no idea for what 600 plus issues.
This guy is styling. He can't be Clark Kent.
Not at all. Not at all. Mike Nick asked one question real quick. How do you guys think J.K. Simmons would have done as Commissioner Gordon if they had gave him more time in a bat as a what? I just wanted to litter it there for a second. How do you guys think J.K. Simmons would have did as Commissioner Gordon if they would have gave him more time in a solo Batman film? Was he in a solo Batman film?
Wasn't he going to be in the Affleck Batman movie?
Was he?
I think so. He was supposed to be Commissioner Gordon.
Okay.
I mean, he would have done great. I mean, I have no problem with him being Commissioner Gordon.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I don't know why he had to get so ripped, but
I think he's a very solid actor. Let's see, where are we at the top 3 now? Peasy, you haven't gone with number 4, have you?
My number 4 was 3 and 4 kind of interchangeable, but I put Dark Knight Rises at 4.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have nearly as many problems with it as you did. I actually enjoyed the movie. I thought all of Bane's one-liners were gold, man. He's got some quotable quotes in that movie.
Yeah, if you could only understand them.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of weird. They like redubbed his voiceover, but
Yeah.
I dug it. I dug the whole story. We've talked about the plot holes. There were many, but I think it was a rushed movie. It was a rushed rewrite, and Nolan did what he could.
It almost.
I really enjoyed Tom Hardy.
Oh, Nick says he was in Justice League, but they wasted him. I did not realize totally forgot J.K. Simmons was in Justice League. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason why we should forget.
Because it was such an epic movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, The Dark Knight Rises.
Well, I would be fine with J.K. Simmons being Commissioner Gordon. I can't hear him other than him playing J. Jonah Jameson.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
true.
why I've kept
Batman! Give me a photo of Batman! Get out of here!
See how awesome that would be? But it would be, I think it'd be fun to watch myself.
He's a menace.
He's a,
Why does he wear a mask?
Well, I said so.
yeah, that's
Number 3. We'll start Billy on number 3.
All right, number 3, I've got Rises. It basically, what everybody else said, I think it was a fine movie. I thought it was enjoyable. I'm glad that I watched it. That's pretty good. Like you get some of these movies, I can either watch it or don't. And if you don't watch it, you don't feel like you're missing anything. Rises kind of fit that bill where I'm glad I watched it.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, what everybody else has pointed out, I can understand, why you feel the way you do. I felt the ending was extremely rushed. Talia wasn't in it nearly enough. It almost could have been 2 movies. I thought they did a good job of working in so many angles with the amount of time they had, though. But you can tell that they probably could have taken a little more time with it, and it just would have been better.
Yeah.
But I do have it rated very high. I liked Anne Hathaway as Catwoman.
Yeah.
I thought the casting was really good. The casting in all of these, all of the Nolan movies has been pretty good. It's just, it is what it is. I thought it was pretty good. It was a nice way to wrap up the trilogy.
Well, it
And he
wasn't.
found somewhere to dispose of a bomb.
Where do you throw that bomb away? Josh, what you got
for number 3.
for number 3?
I have Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm. Do elaborate.
Elaborate. Again, this is like Batman Forever. It is a part of my childhood. I remember, I'm not 100% sure if we ended up seeing it in the theater, but I do remember the quote-unquote adventure to go see Batman Returns. It was with my babysitter, and she took me, my brother, and another kid she babysat, and we were going to go to the Grand and no, what was the theater over at Towers? What was that called? Y'all remember?
I never went there.
I'm a native Lynchburger, so I couldn't help you.
Yeah.
A quick question: did you have a Thor hammer and helmet during this
No.
adventure? All right, just making sure.
No, it was raining super hard that day. It was raining. We got to that theater. Tickets were sold out.
Oh.
So she ended up taking us to the Grandin Theater, and I guess by that point we had pissed her off enough. It was just, we're gonna go home. Screw you guys, we're going home.
Here you go. I'm out of here. Oh gosh.
So I
Elizabeth,
probably ended up seeing it later on home video, but I mean, Tim Burton captured my imagination with his visual style, and
Yeah.
that movie is campy, but it's still dark, and it's everything about it visually. It hit the hammer on the nail for me. You know, you hated Penguin. I thought Penguin was awesome. I mean, I believe the word you're looking for is I mean, that's great. The banter between him and Catwoman is fantastic. I mean, it has just about everything in it. Batman has an attachment for his cape where it turns into wings so he can glide across the sky. I mean, I was waiting for that. I got the toy. I was like, I can't wait to see this in the movie. So, I mean, maybe it's just me.
and now that one scene where Catwoman, she just does like flips all the way over to a street corner to talk to him for like a second. Yeah,
What you doing?
That was
To
one
me,
done.
it's the Catwoman jump rope scene, where she
Yeah.
jump ropes away. And
I mean, Christopher Walken. Come on.
yeah. I was going to mention.
Christopher
okay.
Walken.
yeah,
Josh, Amanda says Towers Theater, the 99-cent one.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
let's pick a
Come
fight.
on, woman. Tell us the name of the movie theater.
I think she said Towers Theater. Question mark. Maybe that's a
So
riddle.
she's not even certain.
That's a riddle. Let's see. Peasy.
P and Gwen. That's Penguin. Right, Robin.
Hey, Robin was the brains of that operation. Don't let anyone tell you different. He solved every Riddler riddle.
Meow.
So you sold a post-war atomic submarine, and all you got was a P.O. box? What, Batman? Did I do something wrong? Good day.
Channel number 3.
Who's up? Did you say me?
Yeah.
I had returns also. A lot of the same reasons Josh had. The nostalgia. It was a continuation of Burton's from the first movie, and there wasn't really much I didn't like about it. I really enjoyed that movie back in the day. Puff Pfeiffer, she's not an ugly woman, and
No,
it was a really good movie. I liked it.
no, she's not the uglies.
I didn't mind Penguin. There's not really much bad I can say about the ice skating penguins was a little goofy, but I'll let it slide.
Yeah. They have a laser on their back.
Oh, and his four-wheeler duck. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It was
It's
a
a
boat
land
and it went off-road. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was the thing to see every day. And Pee Wee as the dad still kills me. Let's see. Number 3 for me is one of the greatest movies in cinema history, Batman 66.
Dirty Dancing.
Batman 66. If I ever need to smile, if I'm depressed, you put that movie in, it's gold. It's gold. I mean, the riddle. What was that one riddle? What's yellow and right? A ballpoint banana.
Right, Robin.
I'm like, what? You come up with this? A ballpoint banana. Like,
Of course.
Of course, obvious. And then he chasing, running all around with the bomb over the head. You can't throw it in the water because they're ducks. You can't go that way because there's a lady pushing a baby. You can't go down that way because it's a band playing. Some days you just can't dispose of a bomb. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
The cheese factor on that is absurdly high. But if I'm ever in a bad mood, put that movie in. In the end of that movie, when you got all these UN representatives, as little piles of dust, and all you got to do is put water on them. In the sink, mind you, they have the test tube on a little pole there, so the test tube doesn't tip over, and then they all magically appear, and that metal in that test tube never left.
So you can suspend your disbelief in that, but not Bane.
That was supposed to be campy. This was not. I mean, Bane is like, what did you say, Bane? He needed a translator.
I wonder what Bane 66 would have been like.
Well, I mean, first off, he was
like 140 pounds.
He wouldn't shave his mustache either. You can see it through his mask. It'll just be cut out with his mustache hanging out.
I put 66 on the same level as I put a lot of like Monty Python. Like Mel Brooks, Blazing Saddles. To me, that is the pantheon that 66 belongs in. It's like some of the great, like the comedy in that, it was just that good. That's the only reason, like I say, I ranked it so low was I just don't know if that fits in with the mythos we're going for.
I mean,
it almost doesn't count as a Batman movie. It was one of those Monty Python movies that happened to have Batman in it.
I mean, Gorshon playing the Riddler. I mean, it was like he was on crack the whole time, bouncing around. He's an awesome character. Awesome. Penguin, Joker with the hidden mustache under the white paint. Oh, gosh. Oh, so good. So epically good. Yeah. You guys have no taste, but that's neither here nor there.
I can truly say you're not wrong. So,
like a box of chocolates for Daryl.
I had some tissues over here where I was crying earlier. I don't know what I put those.
We'll save these.
Billy, what you got on number 2?
Number 2 is, of course, Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight. God, I could go into that movie. Got me excited to watch a Batman movie again. All right. Everything that I heard about Ledger, it moved the needle on Batman for me again. My opinion of Ledger's Joker is a lot different than everybody else's. I'm not a fan. I loved Ledger's acting. I loved everything, but Ledger was so far away from what I've always imagined the Joker to be. That was a big letdown, through the whole movie. It's hard to describe it. It's kind of like the Joker's always been to me like this kind of slapsticky, kind of like everything has a punchline.
Batman 66.
This was like a homicidal anarchist. And I don't think Ledger understood the Joker even a little bit, as he did it. I don't know what source material he read. I don't know what he did. But his acting, he might as well have been, painted killer guy. That might as well have been who he was. But overall, like I said, that movie it moved the needle again, and it got me excited to watch Batman movies again, and to see where they were going with it. And I felt like at that point they upped their game and what they were doing. And it's a shame what happened with Ledger, but so the Ledger Joker, not a fan, but the movie itself, for what it was, I think it was a very good Batman movie.
Mm-hmm. Josh, what do you got for number 2?
You gonna do that the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I like it.
Yeah.
I
didn't take my pinky to my chin this time.
No, you didn't. My number 2. First, the 1 and 2 spots. I mean, these are interchangeable. It's really tough to pick. I went with Batman '89.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Now on these, right on the last two, we're just gonna let you talk about it, and then we'll talk about ours when we get to it, so that way we don't kill them all. So go ahead, Josh.
Okay.
Hmm?
Well, I said it.
Tell me what you thought about it. Go.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Batman Returns. My dad got a copy of it from a friend of his who taped it off the TV for us. And from the very moment of credits rolling where it's gliding through the symbol on the bat suit to the shining light at the end where he's on top of the tower, scaffolding, whatever it was. I mean, it is a glorious movie to watch. And it sucks you in, and you believe Keaton's Batman. You believe Nicholson is the Joker. Bob Gunn, toxic gas that makes everybody laugh. He collects them all with the Batwing. I mean, it's the music, everything about that movie is great. It is really tough for me to pick that as my number 2. I feel like it should be number 1 just because it influenced me. I mean, I remember going after watching that movie, drawing Batman all the time. Keaton's Batman was how I drew Batman. And I hated Neil Adams' Batman with the gray and the blue cowl. I hated it. It's like, that's not Batman. Michael Keaton's Batman. 5'4". That's my type of Batman. 1 inch taller than my mother. 5'4" Batman. He didn't have a turtleneck though.
He also did have a
He
turtleneck.
rocked a turtleneck.
He did.
Turtleneck. The only thing that made me scratch my head on that one was they made Jack the one that killed Bruce's parents. I thought that was a little much, but even as a kid, I was like, that can't be true. That doesn't make any sense. But I mean, even when he's fighting all the bad guys in that chemical factory, and that one guy goes running down, he just puts his fist up and not over. I mean, it's great. It's so awesome. So it is hard for me to make that my number 2, but it is.
Yeah. Nice.
Get it, okay.
Peasy.
I went the same. I went 89. I really like it. It's got great nostalgia. You know, I had it on VHS back in the day, the sleek black case with the little yellow bat symbol on it and everything. And it was good. I like Nicholson's Joker a lot, but I like Dark Knight more. It's a tough call, but yeah, I got to put it at number 2.
Yeah, I can see that. For me, I mean, that was off, right? Okay, for me, it's The Dark Knight. I thought, I understand what Billy, what you're saying. I kind of feel a little bit the opposite. I thought Heath Ledger played a great Joker in a completely different way from Nicholson. And when I watched those two, I just like, man, such a great villain in both of those movies. I thought he was spectacular. Now, would he have won the Oscar if he had not passed away? That's a question.
Tough call, yeah.
So many things in this movie. Batman, let her go. Okay, he lets her go. I thought that was awesome. Joker, when he was standing on that pile of money and just slid down the pile of money, I thought that was great. And then he burns all that money. And some people just want to watch the world burn. Great lines in it. I thought it was just an amazing movie from beginning to end. So good. It's just so good for me. Let's see. That's our number 2s. And we have someone put their list. So we'll throw that up here on the screen. Mighty Nick. Number 9, Batman and Robin. Number 8, Batman 66. Number 7, Batman Superman. Number 6, Batman Forever. 5, Batman Returns. 4, Batman Begins. Batman 89 for 3. The Dark Knight Rises 2, and The Dark Knight 1.
So D, everybody likes Rises but you. Everybody's right except you.
No, they're all wrong. But that's okay. I have no problem being the only one that's right because I normally am. Yeah.
It's my podcast. You're gone, and you're
You're
gone.
fired. You're fired. You're fired.
We'll just change the name to the Simply Adequate podcast.
Where's that? You might make it's okay. I don't mind getting bullied. Let's say Billy.
Number 1 with a bullet is Batman 89. Hands down. I know where I was the day that came out. You know, I'm sitting, like I said, I'm staring at an original movie poster in front of me right now. I've got everything.
Nice.
This is 100% nostalgia for me. The build up for that. Let me tell you, like 1989, you weren't running around talking about what a comic geek you were. You know, something like in Amherst County Junior High School, me and Ricky sitting there, you know, nobody knew what you did outside of coming to school. And Batman 89 changed all of that. And like I can, you know, his mom drove us that day and the air conditioner wasn't working in our car. And we went to New Quest Comics before, you know, we even went there. Then we showed up at the plaza and got in line. I'd never been in a theater where the crowd cheered before. I'd never been in a theater where, you know, every seat was full before. And there were moments in that movie, you know, like everything we thought about Michael Keaton was thrown out the window when you saw him start becoming Batman. And, you know, Jack Nicholson, you knew he was great, but how would he do as the Joker? And yeah, maybe nostalgia is clouding my vision on this. But I'm telling you, like one of the greatest moments in my whole movie theater experience, when the Batwing went up in the air and silhouetted against the moon, and then turned around and went down, and the crowd freaking erupted when that happened. And I'm getting kind of chills thinking about it right now because I'm remembering sitting in that theater and watching all of that stuff. You know, me and Ricky went to see it together, and 14 years old, and it forever changed like how that was the greatest comic book summer of my life right there, because after that, you know, every week was got to go to New Quest, got to get new comics, got to, you know, it really kind of with this hobby and everything. And you didn't have to worry. All of a sudden, you know, the guy that played basketball is wearing a Batman t-shirt. You know, all of a sudden it kind of took everything out in the open. And, you know, again, I'd never been in a theater when from the beginning, just like you said, Josh, from the beginning, where you see the symbol and everything, and, you know, all the way to the end where you hear that Danny Elfman music playing, you know, as he's standing there, you know, and just everything about it. I think it, you know, a couple things maybe didn't make sense, you know, in the grand scheme of things, but it put comic book movies on the map. I'm not sure if we would have, you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe if Batman had not been as successful as it was. So, you know, I'm very emphatic, you know, Batman 89 is just where it's at for me. You know, I don't care what, I'd put it up against Infinity Gauntlet. It may not hold up if you go and watch it, but like just everything about it, you know, it really just stokes that fire for me. It gets me passionate about comic collecting as a whole every time I think about Batman 89.
Yes. Josh,
Yes, sir.
number 1.
You don't know?
I know.
You
but
know?
the world is on the edge of their seats.
I can tell. Dark Knight is my number 1.
Really?
Really? That's odd. According to this, you have not listed 4 other movies.
Yeah.
Let's like I said, it was a tough choice between this one, Dark Knight, and '89 Batman. Dark Knight was a continuance of Begins. It felt connected. It was fluid. There didn't seem to be any time to change between the two. It was just a natural progression from one film to the next one, which is really difficult to do in a sequel. Like you, Daryl, I have no problem with Heath Ledger's Joker. My favorite line of his is the disappearing pencil trick that he does. I mean, that's great. It's hilarious,
Awesome.
and it's really kind of creepy at the same time. God. It's a solid movie. I mean, from beginning to end, it flows smoothly. It has progression for characters. There are hard choices to be made for our hero in the movie. There's a hope for him and Harvey Dent, and it is blown to smithereens by the Joker. And at the end of the movie, Batman's a fugitive. I mean, who saw that coming, really? I mean, he took the fall for what Joker did, to hide what Harvey Dent became. And while Batman '89 hits me in quote unquote nostalgic ways, it's the first Batman movie I ever saw. It doesn't capture an emotion. It doesn't elicit an emotional response from me. And Dark Knight did that.
Wow.
That ending of that movie, it was like, oh man, you know, it's the hero Gotham deserves, but what they don't need right now, or something like that. Whatever the line was, it was just, and him running off into the night as he's getting chased. I mean, it hits you, and so that's why it's number one. Really, it's because it elicited an emotional response for me.
Yeah. Nice. Peasy.
I also went Night. You know, all these Batman movies are solid comic book movies, but Dark Knight to me was just a solid movie. It could have just as easily been just a detective versus a bad guy. It didn't even have to be superheroes. That was just a bonus on the side that it happened to be a Batman movie. I went in low expectations off of this one because Begins, like I said, didn't do a lot for me. So I had low expectations there. I saw Heath Ledger's Joker, and I was not impressed. I wasn't a fan at all, actually. I was like, this guy looks like a mentally deranged homeless guy. He looks like a hobo or something. It looks ridiculous. So I went in just giving this movie no chance whatsoever, and it changed immediately with the pencil trick. As soon as he did that, I was like, that's the Joker. That's amazing right there. I loved it. I was on board from that moment on, and it's just a masterpiece of a movie to me. Like, I can't really pick anything bad about it, any plot holes. The movie just progresses nicely, and to me, it's the best Batman movie.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, my only thing with the Dark Knight, I felt like it was just a tinge too long. That's the only problem I had with that movie. No, that's it. But I mean, I thought it was an epic movie. But for me, it's Batman '89. I mean, everything in that movie to me is fun. When he comes walking in with Jack Palance there, he starts shooting and stuff and then laughing. So good. Bob is a national treasure. Awesome. I mean, you're my number one. Oh God. Hey, come on.
Bob deserved a cameo in every Batman movie.
and Billy D.
There you go.
Billy D. Harvey Dent. Come on. And Jack Nicholson. A lot of people say Jack was just being Jack. Yeah.
This town needs an enema.
This town needs an enema. I mean, so
To
many.
me, that's the Joker.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, nobody else is wrong with Heath Ledger. I mean, it's just I didn't feel like that was the Joker, but everything Daryl's talking about, that's the Joker. I mean, just
Well, it's like Ledger's jokes were more physical, and Nicholson's was more verbal.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the difference between the two.
Yeah. Then
I think.
Yeah. Then Batman and the chemicals place when he turns. Yeah, he's got to turn his whole body, and that's it was so funny. And then later on, Christian Bale's "Can I Turn My Head?"
Yeah.
Hey, that was awesome. That was a great homage. I thought that was awesome too. But
The comically long gun. You
Yeah,
know?
nobody told me he had one of those things.
Bob Gunn.
Yeah. Would you hit him out with glasses? Bam. And I mean, even at the very end, the Joker's laying there on the concrete, and he's got the little laughing box.
Oh God, it's fantastic.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Or no, when he gets punched in the face and he spits out the fake teeth and they're shattering.
Now, the only scene I did not like is that the whole when they had
Sometimes I just kill myself.
that when they throw in the little romance with Vicky Vale. Like, we don't need that in this movie.
If anybody else calls you a beast, I'll rip their lungs out.
Another man's rhubarb. To this day, no clue what that means. But I will not rub another man's rhubarb.
Oh wow. Dude, that I'm not kidding. That movie, Daryl, it brings back so much nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
And you know, that may cloud my view. Maybe that's why I'm not looking. You know, maybe I don't see what Peasy is seeing in Dark Knight, because Batman has 89 has just corrupted like the way I view everything, just because of the way. I mean, that was like a summer long feeling, you know, when that movie came out, and you got to ride that wave all summer. And next thing you know, you're running to every freaking convenience store looking for Batman comics, and Death in the Family had just come out. You know, things were just huge. It was such a great time to be in the 4-color world.
I mean, everybody was coming. We had a baseball card shop back then. Everybody was stopping by for the Batman trading cards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they were
You can't give those away now.
Well, I'll take them.
I've got a box of Series 2 sitting right here.
There you go.
I got
There
it
you
here
go.
signed for $12. You know, I mean, it just the merchandising. We got our comic toys back thanks to the Batman line, you know, and the Marvel superheroes line. I mean, all we had before that was PVC figures. You know, the little hard rubber figures that stand in one pose that are like 2 inches. It just opened up the entire world, you know, and it actually DC, you know, nobody collected DC before Batman 89. And, you know, you weren't one of the cool kids, and now you could like, oh, who's this Batman guy? And it made you want to discover other things, you know. Half of his face burned off in his flesh show. Nice.
Yeah, how long would he live with that?
He didn't live very long.
This is true.
Does it hurt when I do this?
Just goes
That
right.
was perfect for him to freeze up right then and there.
Oh man, that is fun. I love Batman. Yeah, I got my little Batman shirt on. I don't have this little dragon thingy, Z thingy.
Go back to Japan, finish the job, get rid of all the manga.
Oh my goodness. Oh, something else I did want to mention. I also looked at the Rotten Tomato rankings and the IMDb rankings on these. Kind of similar to what I think our rankings will end up being. Rotten Tomatoes from 9 to 1. Batman and Robin is 9. 8 Batman v Superman. 7 Batman Forever. 6. The next one I'm still shocked. 6 Batman 89.
Wow. That's shocking to me, but I get it. I mean,
and the ones ahead of it, Batman 66, Batman Returns, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Returns, and The Dark Knight for number 1.
Returns being ahead of 89 is somewhat confusing to me, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was IMDb.
That was Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
IMDb has 9. We got Batman and Robin, 8 Batman Forever, a tie, Batman v Superman. Did I mention Batman v Superman? Yeah, I did. And Batman the movie, Batman 66. Then Batman Returns, number 4 Batman, 3 Batman Begins, 2 The Dark Knight Returns, and 1 The Dark Knight. Now, I say part of that is when all these movies come out, internet was really big. Back in the 89, the internet wasn't big, so a lot of people don't give it that thumbs up, that high ranking.
I think we're aging out of 89 also, though, because like I say, the memories I have of it, Josh didn't get to experience that. He was talking about a VHS tape, and all of that stuff. Man, I think most anybody, like I say, nostalgia is a powerful thing. It's what drives this hobby, for the most part. If it's not the memories you have, it's the ones you're trying to make. And I tell you, it's just something about the experience of that day. I remember Ricky's mom's car was overheating, and there was the possibility that we weren't even going to make it to the theater. And it's like the panic set in, but no, everything worked out. And
I get that. My story like that is Mortal Kombat. I went to the theater for that one. I was so hyped. I love the games, and I still remember driving, going with my parents actually, and I love that movie to this day. Even though it's a campy mess, I love it because of that.
It. Sometimes it may not be the greatest things that you hang on to the hardest. It's you just got to kind of remind yourself of where you've been, and I think it's just a great feeling. But it is shocking to me that Batman '89 was so far down the list, considering I put it up there in terms of impact on genre with Star Wars. It may not be as great of a franchise as Star Wars, but that's arguable. But it did for the hero genre what Star Wars did for space opera science fiction. It opened it. Even a Prince soundtrack. Prince got in on.
Yeah. The soundtrack I think is great.
K92 was playing Bat Dance, and you could see the video, and it was just really cool stuff, Yeah,
another scene in Batman '89 that I absolutely love is when they go into the art museum. And then they play the song and they're just dancing around, slapping paint on all the paintings. But when Joker, he hits that statue, it sounds really painful. It sounds like real metal and just wham. Look, it sounds like he would have hurt his arm.
It probably did, but he's the consummate actor.
He is a professional.
That's it.
All right.
One thing that struck me weird about it when I was younger, though, was the scene where he was like wearing the makeup with flesh-colored makeup over top of that. That's
he started to rub it off.
Yeah, I thought it's like, is he wiping it off or is he putting makeup on top of the makeup? What's going on?
When he did, like his face is melting.
But even the laugh when he's like, it's so creepy. He's just like, should I be laughing or crying right now? I don't know.
We are talking about Here's Johnny, though. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Our rankings, when we average them out, we've got 9, obviously, Batman and Robin. 8, Batman v Superman. Let's see. 7, Batman Forever. 6, Batman 66. Y'all are completely wrong on that one. 5, Dark Knight Rises. We have a tie for 3 is Batman Returns and Batman Begins, and a tie for first, Batman and the Dark Knight. And I think that's fair.
Which they are kind of, different sides of the same coin. It's Batman Joker for both movies. Yep. It's just a completely different take on them.
Much better than Jared Leto. Just throwing that out there.
I think it's like I say, it's the subtle differences in the take that probably spell the difference. I mean, Ledger. even in A Knight's Tale, Ledger was a good actor. You could tell
Yeah.
Ledger had.
That's why I didn't know if he was going to be good as the Joker. I
Really.
love The Knight's Tale. I think it's phenomenal. But I'm like, how is this character going to be the Joker? And blew me away. Blew me away.
Well, that's
I
the
just-
thing. You're thinking of him as a character, not as an actor. You don't.
Well, I'm thinking the guy playing the character, obviously.
And that's why I say Robert Pattinson should get a chance.
Yeah, and I was about to bring that up. Take on that. Anybody? Nobody?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I wish
mean-
they'd kept Affleck and given him a better movie to work with. But I think a lot of times, Michael Keaton proves you think one way and you get something totally different. And it's kind of like Anakin Skywalker, who is Hayden Christensen. They say he's an incredible actor. It's just unfortunately my views on him as Anakin kind of changed the way I look at him. And maybe that's just not fair.
I don't think that's fair
Yeah.
at all. Yeah. But
So
I mean,
maybe-
I totally agree with you. And I agree that it's not fair to think of, pigeonhole someone into one role.
for God's sakes, it's not Nick Cage. Face off.
One thing I completely forgot to mention this when I was talking about Batman 89. Batman killed a lot of people in that movie.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he lit one guy on fire with the back of the Batmobile, the flames coming out of the back. He had a bomb at one time and knocked one of the guys down in a manhole, threw the bomb in it. Batman's not afraid to kill somebody, but never kills the main characters.
Yeah.
Superman killed a
Only
main
Marvel does that.
Yeah, Superman killed a main character.
I guess it's just, I don't know, it's something
It's
that
fine
versus just a Tommy gun just mowing people down.
Sometimes you got to, man. Come on, they're in the way. Don't you wish you had like gun in a car when you're driving? Because some people just don't know how to drive. Come on.
Yeah.
No. I just want a steamroller so I can just run over them.
There you
like
go.
that scene in Austin Powers. No.
But I think, if Batman crosses that line, he doesn't have arch nemesis, because why is he going to arrest the Joker when he put a bullet in his head?
And see, that's the thing. Why doesn't Joker just kill Batman? Well, what's funny about that?
Yeah.
That's kind of that's the dichotomy of it all, I guess.
Mm.
And I just saw where Andy posted about looking forward to Robert. I think Pattinson's, I'm giving him a chance. I think he might do fine.
Mighty Nick also said he thinks he might be one of the best Batmans. There you go.
All right. Well, look, question. You've got a good Batman. You got a good Bruce Wayne. To me, Keaton kind of did the whole package better. Christian Bale, was he a better Bruce Wayne or a better Batman? Well, his voice is Batman. I mean, they did a whole College Humor series on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, which I truly love, but that's not up for discussion right now.
Oh, that interrogation scene is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
The whole Talia thing had me dying. Oh, yeah. But we had.
Let's see. If I had to judge them, which one is the best Batman versus which one is the best Bruce Wayne? Honestly, I think Affleck was a really good Bruce Wayne.
I think it was
Yeah.
a great Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I think he was extremely good. And as far as Batman, I really like Keaton as Batman, just as the character Batman, as opposed to Bruce Wayne. Even though I thought he played a great Bruce Wayne too.
I thought Keaton was a very confident Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And a very bumbling Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
He was just like, I don't know. Do I live here? This is my place. Have you ever been in this room? I don't think I've ever been in this room.
Can you pass me the ball? What? I wonder where he got this from China. Chinese.
Looks like he's the king of the liquor people.
Again, back to Nick Cage.
I actually didn't mind Val Kilmer as Batman. I thought he did all right. Just the rest of the movie was rough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. I think Clooney with a good script and everything could have been, but
Man,
I think
He's
they
a
were
pretty
trying
boy.
to star stud.
hmm?
I think they were at that point they were star studding everything.
Yeah,
You know, they were trying to use star power where, I think that's where Marvel corrected things was they kind of decided to go lesser known. And I think Clooney was too big for Batman, I think at that point.
No one's
I'm
ever too
not,
big for Batman.
well, I mean, no, you're right. Darn it. But no, I mean, it is. It's like, I think Clooney, his worldview at that point, it almost was like, man, why are you doing this?
I remember those summers of those movies growing up, and those were just kind of like the summer of just sell out, put as much merch on the shelves as you can, make everything Batman, put it in the Happy Meals, put it everywhere.
yeah.
They played to that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really.
$1 bills, y'all.
Yeah, like a rain.
Excuse me while I twirl on my bat pole.
I really think not Superman, Star Wars was the first one to really merchandise. I really think Batman 89 was the next one that really, to me, felt like it really merchandised everywhere.
It opened up the possibilities. It just, I've sitting right over there, I've got my Batman official movie magazine. I've got the comic book adaptions, both prestige format and regular. I've got all of that stuff from Batman 89. And right now, when a movie comes, I guess it's because movies have gotten so commonplace for the genre.
Mm-hmm.
But it truly was an event. And like I say, Dark Knight got me excited about trying to see that come back.
Yeah.
And get that new take on Joker. And, like Bale wasn't horrible. I thought Bale was fine. Bale is another really good actor. But yeah, Christian Bale Batman voice ruined that Batman.
I think with Bale is it's a Bale movie before it's a Batman movie. It'd be like casting Tom Cruise. Like you're watching a Tom Cruise movie, not a movie with X character,
But do you think Bale was really big prior to Batman?
And
American
dude,
Psycho.
I respect the hell out of his work ethic, the amount of weight and muscle he put on for that movie.
Yeah, I mean that was coming right off. Was it The Machinist?
Yeah,
Where he weighed like 100 pounds or something, and then they said he got too big for Batman and had to kind of scale back. Which I'm like, dang. But yeah, that voice was rough.
Yeah, Bale when Begins came out, he wasn't a high profile actor. He was a known actor and he was a respected actor, but he wasn't like big budget Hollywood actor bringing in blockbusters. That wasn't his thing.
Yes, I didn't really know him very much at that point.
I guess because of The Machinist, I knew him as like that method actor that goes to the grand extremes to do all these roles.
I didn't see that until later. Then Equilibrium come out after that.
Was that after?
I'm pretty sure Equilibrium was after the Batman movies.
Really?
They might have I think that movie is phenomenal.
Yeah.
All the people I've talked to about it, everybody loves it except for one person. Like, you don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm looking up American Psycho right now.
American Psycho. That's an awesome movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was a 2000. So I mean, that's where my first experience with Bale was American Psycho.
That's another one I'd heard of before, but I didn't see it until later.
Equilibrium was 2002, so that's 3 years before Batman.
Dude, I saw Christian Bale when he was like 15, 16 years old in Treasure Island.
You would, you hipster.
Hey, man.
I saw him before he was cool. He just went by Chris.
Whoa. He was in the Newsies.
Really?
I don't know what that is, so there you go.
That's okay. We know.
It is okay.
Wasn't he in like Empire of the Sun, that Spielberg movie? Like a war movie or something?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was his first movie.
I think you can take any war movie, and there's going to be big actors as extras in it. It's like war movies are like the Kevin Bacon of the movie world.
Mm.
You can almost link everybody back to a war movie at some point in time.
Ledger wasn't he in The Patriot?
Yep.
There you go. Hashtag Daryl for the win.
And even Affleck was in a war movie. Golly.
Affleck was
Weird.
like,
I never
dude,
thought about that.
Affleck might have been a couple,
Which war?
but I know
movie?
he was in the D-Day, the Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot my girl was in that, so I didn't even see him. Miss Beckinsale.
Jeez.
Calm down, boy.
It's actually hyphenated, but we don't put in the Beckinsale hyphen Wood. We don't. We want her to keep her career.
Yeah, we do. We got more Underworld movies to make. Come on.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Revenge of the Vampire Lycans. They were bit by
Fred, a
zombies.
vampire Pomeranian?
Remember Christian Bale in Terminator Salvation?
Yes, we do.
Where he was crushing out one of the producers. Yeah, he had a flip out moment in that, as I recall. I think it probably had something to do with our good friend Chris Ashworth being in that movie.
Plenty
He's
of
probably
actors,
intimidated.
plenty great actors have flip outs though. Mel
Yeah.
Gibson, anybody?
Hemsworth wasn't in
I
it.
have no idea who that is. Ben Affleck also played in Daredevil.
That's a very good point.
I will say this: the extended version of that
No, we don't talk about that.
does make it a little better.
A little.
Yeah, I mean they got a whole court case with Coolio.
That movie was the very. We shouldn't even be talking about this. We were talking Batman, but Daredevil is the very definition of trying to do too much in one film. Period. You know, it's like we're giving you Kingpin, we're giving you Elektra, we're giving you Daredevil's origin, we're giving you all of this stuff in one film, and by the time it ended, you're just like, I don't know what just happened.
Let's
You
have
know,
a
you
fight on
just-
a teeter totter.
And that was kind of that was dumb cinema right there.
That was so ridiculous. I do like Bullseye though. I will say that.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the unibrow. Maybe that's what kind of got me.
I mean, come on, you got to tattoo that.
Hold
Bullseye
on.
right on your forehead.
Is Ginter Bullseye? We could put that there.
Oh man.
I hate you.
You're allowed to.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I will draw you like one of my French girls, though.
Sacré bleu.
Sacré bleu. Oh man.
He assumes the prone position with my chin upon my arm. Why is the French accent so fun?
Hey, who would you
Reminds
all
me of
fan
Inspector
cast as
Clouseau.
Batman?
What's that?
Who would you fan cast as Batman? Who's your ideal pick?
Oh, we already know yours, man. You mentioned like 5,000 times, dude.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
I don't know if you guys know he's a martial artist, Scott Atkins. He played in Boyka and a couple other like straight to video kind of movies. I always thought he like embodied Bruce Wayne, and he actually knows martial arts in real life, so he could pull off a decent Batman.
I'm not familiar with
Me?
him.
I don't think I
You remember Doctor Strange? He was the dude that Doctor Strange fought in the operating room.
Okay.
Oh yeah. But I don't know. Honestly, this is a tough one. Who would I someone that hasn't been Batman? I would let's go Batman Begins and have Michael Keaton play Bruce Wayne again. Not Batman Begins, but Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that'd be really awesome.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Let's just think about that. Daredevil did so well that Elektra had a spinoff movie.
That to this day is the only that and Catwoman are the two movies that I refuse to watch.
Oh, Catwoman, gosh.
I won't even watch it because I hear that's so bad.
Yeah. It's just like
man.
the thought of watching them angers me because I've heard nothing but bad stuff.
I mean, besides being called Catwoman, it had nothing to do with her at all.
It was awful. It was just awful. I mean, how do you get one of the most well-known, one of the most talented women to play a role and then to say, you know what, we're just going to give you this to work with?
I don't know, she hasn't had good luck though. I didn't really like her Storm that much either, to be honest.
You're right. Again, X-Men is another totally different thing. But yeah,
what happens to
right.
a Toad when he gets struck by lightning? Same thing as everything else. It's like, that's the stupidest part of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So bad.
It's pretty bad.
I could go off on the X-Men franchise and how the movies have just gotten nowhere expectation-wise. Patrick Stewart is X, and then Logan was, but we can't be talking about this either.
Wolverine.
You can talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, I can do what I want to do.
I don't know. Look, Logan was a work of art. You know, I loved that movie. I thought that movie was really good. But the rest of the X-Men franchise, I just remember reading Singer's comments about, you know, why he was using black leather instead of the spandex. And those comments alone turned me off to the franchise because, again, we're talking about, you know, comics and fantasy, and the real world just doesn't freaking count when you're talking about this stuff.
Exactly. Marvel's like, oh, the audience won't buy that. Here's a talking raccoon and a talking tree.
What back?
Yeah, it just, oh lordy, that upset me as to why, you know, we never saw Wolverine in the yellow suit.
Yeah.
In fact, he poked fun at the yellow suit that we all knew and loved in the movie. You know, what, do you want me to wear a yellow suit?
Yeah.
Give me a break. You know, I mean, that's this whole thing. You just have to accept things. I mean, if you look back at like early Fantastic Four, look at how absurd the science was in that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just how absolutely ridiculous it was, but it's cool. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, they do that every week on The Flash on CW. They'll spit off some jumbo jargon that takes 10 seconds to say the word, but people are like, all right, that's what it is. Okay.
That's it.
Move on.
I mean,
reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Exactly. That's all we had to do.
I hugged a nuclear bomb. I didn't turn green and flip anything over, though.
Oh, Supergirl.
Oh, no, I don't think I ever watched that.
I actually thought it wasn't bad when I first saw it way back in the day. I actually have a set of like those movie poster cards. And I met her last year, 2 years ago in San Diego. Helen Slater.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Visually, she looks like Supergirl, but yeah, that movie is pretty.
Well, they said she was
It's like Superman 3 bad.
That's it. It's like, do the Superman movies really hold up? You know, when you think about it.
Well, they said she was supposed to be in the second or third one. And they were just like, yeah, we're not going that direction. So I think they just said, we'll just give you your own movie instead or something like that. Or maybe that was a prequel. Then they're going to put her in the movie. I was like, wow.
Supergirl felt like a TV movie. It didn't feel cinematic. It felt like a television movie.
All I'm going to say about
that Ewoks TV movie.
Fair is fair.
Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley.
Dude, that Ewoks movie, I remember watching the crap. I actually got that recorded on VHS. I managed to snag it when it came on. And I would watch that thing over and over, commercials and all. And now I can only think of a guy standing there next to an Ewok talking about diabetes.
It's the right thing
it's
to
like
do.
I have no desire.
Do it.
Whoops, sugar's getting a little low. I might need a cookie. Yeah,
Starting to see bears.
and that's it.
I was in the thing. Why did I end up in the Ewoks movie?
Superman 4: The Quest for Peace scarred me as a child.
Is that the one with the alternate version of, or the bad version of Superman? It's, what was it, like Thor Man or something like that?
Long-haired guy,
Yeah,
like Nuclear Man or something.
yeah. Was that Quest for Peace?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was that the
I
one?
like
where
that
Superman
design of that character, but that movie sucks.
that movie's awful.
Was that the Superman where he was like drinking in bars and stuff and just acting all out of whack, or was that the number 3?
I think that was
I
3.
think it was 3.
All right, I was just trying to.
That's a good one too. But
My
that
thoughts
scene,
kind of blur on Superman movies.
2 had was it 2 with Richard Pryor?
no, that was 3. 2
That was
had General Zod.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny. I like Richard Pryor. Come on. It's because he got the not quite right kryptonite.
His
I mean,
vast
Superman
computer
3
knowledge.
did give us Office Space, so that's a plus.
Oh man, taking out that that printer and just destroying it is one of the greatest scenes in movie history too.
Office Space is another one of those movies that you put right up there with Batman '89. You know, it's just there's so many moments in that movie that define what comedy is or should be.
The stapler.
Yeah.
Come on, Leprechaun with Jennifer Aniston before the nose job. Come on. That's great.
Look, Jennifer Aniston is the finest of all wines, though. I have never seen anything age like that in my life.
Kate Beckinsale.
I don't know, man. Jennifer Aniston, I mean, you go for it.
Don't mind a few.
I hope she's watching this YouTube channel right now. Boy. What the hell?
I'm going to have to explain to my kids what you two are talking about. Thank you very much.
And you're welcome. We're talking about great actresses and their skills. I mean,
Thank you.
That's it. That's it.
I mean, what else are you? I mean, it's like the other night when I was talking about pulling out comic books and you took it the wrong way.
Jenner, why explain to your kids when we can do it for you?
Exactly. Thank you. Tonight on Simply Incredible Podcast, we're going to have the talk
On the Codcast.
on the podcast.
Hold on. Side pieces, pro or no? I don't know.
Jupiter.
Oh man. I mean, I could go Spartacus to talk about Jupiter. Oh my goodness. I think we might have got slightly off topic there. Just
Slightly.
Yeah.
a little bit.
It was only a 12-minute rant.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, if you could pick a Joker, who would it be? If you could, someone that hasn't been Joker.
God, Willem Dafoe.
I saw a picture of him that maybe he had makeup on or something. I was like, holy crap, yeah, he could. He's got a Joker face. That's a
And
good
he's
one.
got the acting chops, man. I mean, go back to Platoon. Like, all of these stupid little artsy fartsy movies that you just don't give a crap about, but he acts his ass off in them. You know, I mean, he's just a solid actor who
Mhm.
plays more than one guy, and like De Niro and stuff like that.
Yeah. De Niro. Gosh. Was he in that new movie? No, that's Pacino. That was in that new TV show that I was watching, Hunters. Pacino. For some reason, for years, I always got Pacino and De Niro mixed up, and they're not the same person.
No, they're not.
You can Google that.
No. Pacino goes home, takes off his De Niro outfit again.
De Niro's like, hoo-ha.
I'm a fan of man.
That was the Family Guy joke. Fred Savage was Rush Limbaugh for years. He would go home and take off his Rush Limbaugh costume.
It's weird. Every time I look up, I see Billy D. Williams over here.
That's it. Silently judging you.
He's just kind of looking at me. He's got his Colt 45 in his hand and says it works every time.
Billy D. Williams is one of those guys where I swear to God, life, I will never ever be as cool as Billy D. Williams. You know, even at his advanced age right now, I will never be Billy D. Williams cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is good.
Bill Skarsgård. Skarsgård.
If Bill Skarsgård
And he's a
wasn't
great
so
actor.
tall.
Pennywise.
I don't know about
he-
Adrian Brody though.
Who played Pennywise in the first movie? Was that Tim Curry?
Yeah.
I think he would have been good because he played a great Satan in Legend.
We're kind of aged out of Tim Curry, though, is the problem.
There's no one has ever aged out of Tim Curry.
Except for Tim Curry.
Except for Tim, yeah. The rest of us, on the other hand,
I don't see him dressing up like Rocky anymore. You know, the Rocky Horror. Happening. He might be a little aged out, man.
Wait. When we do our fantasy booking, do they have to be in their prime to play the role?
I would imagine at this point it would be a pretty good idea. Otherwise,
I thought it was fantasy booking. It was like, in their time, they could play the role. Okay. All right. It's like John Wayne as Batman.
I don't know.
Clint
Well,
Eastwood is the Joker. No, Lee Van Cleef is the Joker.
The entire Godzilla costuming team.
Oh, what is that?
As Gotham City.
No, I'm picturing dudes in rubber suits like jumping all over Gotham right now. Kaiju has made a huge comeback. But my God, I remember watching a Godzilla where he'd take off running and he'd fly through the air to kick somebody and his tail was dragging the ground. Oh, I need to go find some old Godzilla movies now.
Okay, I'm thinking Art Carney could have played a great Joker or Riddler. Probably more of a Riddler. Deafening Silence. Did you ever watch the TV show The Honeymooners back in the day?
Absolutely.
Ed Norton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He would have been a great Riddler.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could see that. Yeah, we could go there.
We can go there.
Audrey Meadows
I'm
as
looking-
Catwoman.
I'm looking at like Art Carney's like facial features and everything.
the cast of The Honeymooners played Batman.
I'd pay to see it.
And Joyce Randolph as Poison Ivy.
I'd have to find a way to cast like pre-Vietnam War Jane Fonda, like Barbarella Jane Fonda. I'd have to find a way to cast her in something too.
Bo Derek could play something in there somewhere. Bo, not ugly back in the day.
Nah, none of them were. Hell, look at pictures of old Betty White. It's like, hell yeah. Jeez.
Like, how old Betty White? She's like 98 now.
Yeah, but like young Betty White, good God.
Back in 1945, she was stunning.
Dude. Yeah.
You should have seen her right out of World War II.
I'll tell you. Now she's got a beautiful soul and a bag full of cash. I'd still like be like, hey. Just
I saw a Golden Girls figure the other day. It was Rose was in the package, but it was a Sophia box. Very rare. Error packaging. You're
Let me
welcome.
guess, the Blanche figure is laying on its back.
Josh, you might want to talk to the kids about that one.
Why is this figure number 69 of a limited series? Well, kids, let me explain something to you. When a man has absolutely no respect for a woman. All right,
When a woman has absolutely no respect for herself. Jim Carrey as Carnage. Anyone remember that rumor before Spider-Man 4 got canceled? I do not remember that rumor.
I don't
Oh,
know.
man.
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, I think I would have not liked that at all. As much as I do respect Jim Carrey's acting now, but
Hmm.
I don't think I would have liked.
I don't know. Why would they cancel that movie? I mean, Spider-Man 3 was amazing, especially the way he danced down the street like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever.
I didn't mind that.
I thought that scene was
You get so
absolutely
defensive. I didn't mind that.
No, I'm being very. I don't know. I'm not defensive. It's just like I don't understand this abject, and it's not his opinion. You know, it's a universal opinion. That's like one of the worst moments in comic moviedom, and I'm just like, how is it that horrible? I don't know.
I think
thought
it's too Sam Raimi because it's too out there. Who would do that? It doesn't fit.
and if it does not fit, you must acquit.
That's why I'm not too excited about Sam Raimi. What's the next thing he's directing?
Sam Raimi?
The next Doctor Strange. And I'm not too excited about that because Sam
Oh, really?
Raimi's directing it. I'm like,
Hey, at least you haven't been Snydered.
yeah, true.
Hey, Josh, you know there are two different Snyders?
Yep. And a singer. Throw a singer in there.
Yeah, he got singered. That's why the whole time you were like, wait, Scott Snyder and Zack Snyder's not the same Snyder?
Yeah.
I think
He
the
directs
only-
and writes. What?
only exciting news I've seen recently in the world of like cinema and TV is the talks of a Hoth series based on horror. It's like a horror movie set on the planet Hoth,
Mhm.
or a series based on that.
Okay.
But, I
think
mean,
it's badass.
Like, who's going to be in it? Like, what
I
character?
don't know.
Tauntaun.
Wampa. I don't know.
No, I'm just like, was there anyone there before the rebels got there?
Tauntauns.
They didn't bring them with them?
I'm pretty sure they didn't bring them with them.
Or they just got there and then domesticated them?
Can you imagine like horror based on an ice planet there? But I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't we see what was it? When they froze Jason Voorhees in Jason X?
You want to do tonight, man?
How'd that turn out for him? Oh my gosh. That scene where they like tried to like melt him a little bit, that he looked like the mascot for the Mighty Ducks. I thought that was hilarious.
Talk about getting off subject. Great.
Is it what?
Talk about getting off subject.
Jason
I
Voorhees
think-
was once supposed to be in a Batman movie, but he killed it.
This is like part 2. This is like all the absurd musings that we've had. Because let me tell you, I was a little disappointed in Heroes Con last year, to be totally honest.
It's gonna be better than
But
this
I
year.
would kill to go to Heroes Con tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think like just having to, I don't know. I think we're all getting a little stir crazy, whether you're inside or out frequently, such as I am. It's just there's no normal, no sort of routine right now.
Mhm.
And just being able to talk just stupid, nonsensical things that don't matter, it's totally fine with me to be able to do stuff like go off topic and talk just nonsense.
I would say one positive thing is the amount of money I have saved by not going to San Diego and to Charlotte.
Dude, the amount of money I've saved not going down the street and spending money has been ridiculous. I mean, we're talking like 100. Now, freaking, Josh hit me up to buy a bunch of stuff. That didn't help, And then, of course, throws out these awesome commissions that he's trying to do. That's not helping.
Trying is keyword.
Yeah, well, you're killing mine so far, man. I'm totally digging it. So.
If you need a commission done by Josh, look up Balloon82 on Instagram.
It's even spelled that way. Balloon.
He took my balloons. And it all goes back to the Batman.
Yeah.
Balloons.
It does.
Wow, he just got it.
I was sitting there like, what the hell are y'all talking about? And he said it goes back to Batman. I'm like, there we go.
I remember there was a comic. He was like, joke grenade. Y'all get that later. 8 seconds later, Billy got the joke.
There's nothing wrong with like being a little delayed. Look, my normal bedtime is about 8 o'clock. So the fact that I'm fully functioning right now is amazing.
Like Ricky was like passed out on the show.
Man, I gotta go.
We don't pay attention to Ricky. Ricky.
Martha.
Great pictures of Billy. Not Billy, but Ricky on the internet lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
He's
seen those. I've been hesitant to to comment on them though. Is the thing.
He's gonna go viral.
That's the plan. That is the plan.
Gonna share the hell out of this.
Are you awake?
Like, are you that dur-faced moron that's on?
Oh dang!
Josh, easy. Are you awake?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, is that
I don't know who Ricky is, so I'm just enjoying.
I was like, I haven't heard anything from you for about 20 minutes. He's like, they stopped talking about Batman. I don't know.
He's like, I'm lost.
You lost me at hello. Oh,
Just shut up. Just shut up.
all right.
Oh Lord.
I don't know what the random laughter was right there. What did I miss something just now?
I get all of these movie lines that just play in my head. Now all of a sudden, as good as it gets. No, with the Jerry Maguire with Renee Zellweger.
Yeah.
God. Then she went. Who was it? Me, myself, and Irene.
Mm-hmm.
Get your little face
That
looks like you've
chin.
been sucking on those linens.
Oh my God, that chin was so good. There we go.
Okay, now hush is falling upon the crowd.
I was doing something there for a second. I thought y'all was still the gigglings. There we go. Got that fixed. So, gosh, I guess nothing else. No,
It's only been 2.5 hours.
that's it. That's it. The actual. Okay, he left. He just pulled a Cartman. Screw you guys. I'm out of here.
Yes.
That was done with a quickness.
That was wild. Did not see that coming. What, in 2 weeks we'll do that Star Wars. Any ideas for anything maybe next week?
Just pick something.
Peasy, you got any ideas? He's asleep. He's looking at stuff on the internet. He's not even a part of the show anymore.
No, I'm just
He's all
thinking
like-
if you're sticking to movies, I mean, you don't have many other choices besides.
I mean, there's so many topics we could go towards. It have to be. I mean, that just only reason I picked that one for a couple weeks is because we missed Star Wars Day, so we're like, well, let's push it back to 2 weeks when about the time when the original trilogies were released.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason we did that. But I don't know.
That's a
hang out.
fairly. I think that's an easy list. I mean, to be honest, Star Wars.
Yeah, I feel like those would be a lot more similar than these.
Yeah. There's a lot of personal taste involved in the Batman stuff. Where Star Wars, it's either good or it's bad.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's pretty much the trilogies to themselves.
Yeah,
That of each
Yeah.
individual movie.
Yeah,
and nostalgia will win every time.
yeah. I think a lot of that is when you were born, and I think that's a big thing for those
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Now, we'll think so. If you guys want to do one again next week, that'd be awesome because I'm having a blast just sitting here talking comics, talking nerd stuff, just talking goofiness. So, you guys want to do it again, that'd be great.
If everybody's into comics, maybe next week ought to be hey, what has affected you? What got you into it? What are you? It's not necessarily valuable. Anybody can pull out an issue, be like, this is worth $1,000, therefore it's my favorite.
Yeah.
It could just be, what dumpster fire, not necessarily, but like what has truly affected you in the world of comics, and because I'm a huge fan of some bad stories. And but some things kind of get you going. Super Zero, that's Aftershock, isn't it?
Yeah. This is an awesome story. Peasy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man, you got me hooked on it, and then right when it started getting awesome, it's done.
Yeah. Yeah. I talked to it's done by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, and I talked to them at a show, and they're like, we would love to do more of it. Talked to Aftershock, like, yeah, we have no interest in doing it anymore.
Something's got to pay the bills is a thing. That's the hard part with modern comics. That's why I just don't get into modern comics. I mean, it's just, I think old me will not let new me enjoy it because I look through it with the lens of old me.
I would honestly, I'd say give that a shot. I think you might actually like it. I don't know.
I tried Pestilence, like Aftershock. A lot of their stuff.
Pestilence, good read too.
I thought Pestilence was good.
Baby Teeth.
Yeah, well, that's
also Aftershock.
Donnie really, he's like the hot new name, but I think he earns a lot of the praise that he gets. His stuff actually is. I read.
God, wasn't that Donnie?
It is really good.
Yeah, and I've met him at some shows. I think he seems like a super cool dude, super down to earth too. And then we did the Thanos stuff, which I have not read, but I've heard other people say it was really good.
Thanos was actually really good, but I think a lot of the modern talent, is a little bit more friendly to to the fans. Tom King, I've heard, is always been an incredible meet.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike some experiences where you get the whole, well, be lucky I'm sitting here in front of you, and that's another thing that worries me is like how are conventions going to adapt to this new way? And I don't know, like, how is Claremont going to be, with me being 3 feet away from him, even next year or the year after that,
Just throw him a book, and if I'm behind you in line, he'll sit there and read it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad.
May or may not have happened.
I'm glad I got to meet Sergio at Heroes last year. That was definitely, a solid meeting. But I'm just wondering how the creator fan experience is going to be now moving forward.
I kind of think it's going to come back. It just may not be this year.
No, it's not going to be this year.
Yeah,
they're already doing CGC signings and stuff. Where you sending books in with $70 to get them to sign a freaking book. I think that's just absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. The creators are losing a lot. Yeah, it's kind of like musicians. They make money touring. They don't make a lot of money on downloads and all of this stuff. I think creators are losing a lot of money in appearance fees and sales, and it's going to definitely start showing.
I think at first they're going to be so happy that things are opening up. Just to see people again, be in front of people, doing commissions, doing all this stuff. I think they're going to be super pumped. And that might change quick when they get bombarded.
It's possible, I mean, it's hard to. It's what if scenarios are kind of hard to do right now. But the public is very fickle. I saw it in action Friday, just trying to make deliveries. You go to some places, there's nothing going on, and you go to other places, and people are acting like they have just discovered sliced bread, sitting outside, eating food. And I think it's all just, it's going to be a perception thing. I don't think like me personally, I don't know if I'm ready to go into a crowded theater. I would kill to go into a crowded convention hall right now, though. But the smart part of me knows that that's probably just not the best idea.
Right.
You
See,
know,
I'm not a theater guy. I don't even like going to theaters before. I don't like it at all. I don't like the movie experience. I like to be if I gotta go to the bathroom, I like to be able to pause the movie, go to the bathroom, phone some snacks. I can go make a pizza or something, come back, play. If I'm in a theater, I gotta sit there whether I want to or not, where I feel like I gotta do something. It's like, no, I gotta sit here. I paid my $15 or whatever how much. So I mean, it's just me. I mean, when I got a good TV, I got surround sound, I got a nice recliner, like why do I want to go to a theater? That's me. Now, I know a lot of people like Ricky, for example, he's the exact opposite. He would much rather be in a theater with other people.
yeah, I've never understood that. I mean, some movies you feel like you owe it to yourself to see on theater,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, you come out, it's like, okay, did I truly enjoy that?
Yeah.
You know, sitting, nut to butt with somebody else fighting over an armrest.
Oh, yeah. And then you're
You know.
behind somebody and you see their screen light up.
Yeah.
You hear people like eating. It's like, I just want to sit there and watch it.
That's it. It's like I can honestly, I think my enjoyment, theaters haven't lost any money for me because I really wasn't giving it to them to begin with.
Yeah.
The Star Wars, the new Star Wars, the first one. Well, I'm starting to crash right now, but the first the new Star Wars where Rey just appears, that was the last movie I saw in theaters. You know, and before that it was Logan. You know, or I might have that reversed, but I just don't understand the theater experience anymore. And maybe it's because I just didn't have it growing up. We were a little bit on the poor side.
Yeah, same here.
But it's I'm perfectly fine waiting for a DVD.
I remember when I was little, it was such a treat to go to a movie, to go to a restaurant. I mean, for us, if we went to, like a fast food restaurant, that was a treat for us. Now it's just like, you know what? I just drive and hit the drive-through and turn around and come back.
Yeah.
It's become more of a convenience than a privilege type of thing.
I remember many times of being told what I was getting at McDonald's, not asking what I could get.
You get that Happy Meal. I remember when they had a McDonald's right down the street from us. Every once in a while, they'd have like the 10-cent hamburgers and 15-cent cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
We stack up on those.
Well, that explains why Josh ran away from us. His phone died.
Yeah. He sent me a message.
Tap out soon. My 10% notifications popped up.
All right.
You know what? Maybe we do need to. We got tons of topics we can talk about next week. Maybe this is a good time to bid everybody adieu for the night.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for showing up. Thanks for making some fun lists and talking the bat.
The StreamYard worked out pretty well, Daryl. I like this. Cool format.
I think it works really well. I was going to try Zoom, but I just didn't know how that would work and stuff. So I was like, I know how this works. Just going to go with that. For me, the only drawback on this is if I want to make someone on the screen by themselves, the people that's not on screen, you can't hear them.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be involved in your wonderful little podcast here. And that's a good way to pass time. And like I say, I'm more desperate for geek talk right now than anything else. I'm just tired of working and sleeping.
I mean, that's my big thing too. I was like, gosh, I miss just seeing people. I mean, that really the only talking I'm having now is like with Ricky. We'll text about stuff, but other than that, it's just like this to me. I feel like we're face to face talking about this good community of comics and movies and TV and all that stuff, which to me is a blast.
My only complaint would be nice if we could see the chat. Because a lot of things, I noticed like you had that crawl that started showing up, but if people were commenting and stuff, it would be really cool.
Oh, I mean, like I will like post those. That's me doing that.
Okay, yeah.
That's when I see them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice because it was nice to know that, I don't know if he's still watching right now, but, Andy was Bonafide. It's nice to see that he was actually able to watch us and stuff like that.
I know he said he was going out, so he couldn't He was like, I might be able to be on if y'all are on really late. I'm like, how late? He's like, really late. I'm like, probably not.
Yeah, we kind of ran kind of late though. So
Yeah. Well, actually, man, here I am thinking it's about midnight. It's like 10:45.
All right.
it is my midnight. It's
Yeah.
actually my 3:00 in the morning.
PZ, did you have fun coming back?
Yeah, man, this is pretty cool. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
I got to do it all on my phone, so I'm at the mercy of the phone battery. But
You
quality looks all
plug
right.
in there- you got to plug in right there in your office, don't you?
I don't know if it'll reach the wall where it's sitting. I guess I could like slide it to the wall. over
It's
here.
called an extension cord.
That's it. Amazon. Amazon for the rest of for everything.
There you go. There you go.
No,
But guys, like always, man, I appreciate it. And just sitting here talking all this good stuff, man, it's always fun for me. But I guess we'll check out now. Well, look at this. Hello, Matthias Prime. How you doing? You got here right as we were leaving. But anything else, guys?
no, that was cool.
I think
Alright.
I'm
Surprising
good.
revelations with the Batman.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
But
I
that-
didn't talk too much, but I don't know, man. I just kind of get to going and just talking, but it's great to just kind of chat about this stuff.
Sorry to really throw you that curveball on The Dark Knight Rises, but it's just awful.
That was just
Awfully
strange to
good.
me, man. No, the level of disdain in your voice is what was shocking to me. I was just like,
It's been like
wow.
this since day one about that movie for some reason.
Because it's
Yeah.
not, I thought it was brutally bad from day one.
Fix it.
Honestly, it's
Thor
one of those
Ragnarok.
things that I think maybe some of us saw it as a group, and I don't think I drove. Honestly, 10 minutes in, I would have left. But
But hearing that response, I would have left you in the parking lot. I think it was
well,
probably
they
best
didn't know
to
I
just
felt that
start
way
with
about it
what?
until later.
I'll take that movie over any of the X-Men movies that exist.
100%. Right there.
Well,
Oh my God.
we'll discuss that one day too. We'll do like some of those at some point.
Dude, there's like 27 of them. Let's do X-Men movies.
There,
Uh,
you said
X-Men Origins, First Class wasn't horrible.
It was okay, but I didn't love it.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't horrible.
Mm.
Yeah, compared to like the first three. But anywho, guys, I best it hit my eject button here soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to shut it down.
Yeah. All right, fellas.
All right.
All
Well, that's
right.
all we got. And you guys have an incredible day.
Bye, everybody.